Equip yourself with the knowledge and leadership skills necessary in today's challenging corporate environments. Master skills and knowledge through immersive sessions with top industry leaders. Attend classes at your convenience and focus on subjects that interest you. Maximum flexibility to learn while you work. Master of Business Administration at UNITA, a program that takes you further. Equip yourself with the knowledge and leadership skills necessary in today's challenging corporate environments. Master skills and knowledge through immersive sessions with top industry leaders. Attend classes at your convenience and focus on subjects that interest you. Maximum flexibility to learn while you work. Master of Business Administration at UNITA, a program that takes you further.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to all of you. Hi there. My name is Hanif Ramza. I'm a student currently doing my MBA in UNITA, and at the same time running my own life insurance agency under Prudential Malaysia. First and foremost, allow me to thank my course leader, Dr. Safia binti Rashid, for course under Organizational Development and Change Management, Puan Remy or Ramila Hansaram, and UNITA for inviting me to be the moderator for today's event. Welcome to all speakers and attendees, and a big thank to reach out all of you for being here today. And first and foremost, to kickstart this event today, allow me to invite Yang Berbahagia Professor Dr. Rozainun binti Abdul Aziz, Dean Faculty of Business and Technology, for her opening speech. Dipersilakan, Puan Dr. Rozainun.
Thank you. Thank you, Cik Hanif. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Distinguished panelists, academicians, students, members of the public, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. First and foremost, I would like to extend a very warm greeting to our panel speakers and my appreciation to all participants for being here today. I am now currently the Dean of the Faculty of Business and Technology, FBT in short, and I welcome you all to another faculty signature event on entrepreneurship. And I trust that all of you would agree with me that given the theme, Building Digital Entrepreneurs, this forum is a very timely initiative. We live in a digital era with an abundance of digitalization going on all around us. It is high time that all businesses, from the multi-million dollars conglomerate to the Ma and Pa business next door, make use of the digital platform to transform their business. Digital transformation is essentially the process of integrating digital technology into all areas of the business to stay competitive and relevant in this digital age. By embracing this, businesses can maintain their ability to function in any setting and consequently moving into IR 4.0, the fourth industrial revolution. Bear with me, I have a few other pointers given here that I need to relate to everyone. A business may take on digital transformation for several reasons, but by far the most likely reason is that they have to. It's a survival issue. It's do or die. And the fact that we are doing, it's not a die for us. So we need to just keep up with the pace as we move along in this era. Agility and resilience, they've always been the two key qualities that all entrepreneurs should possess. And in the wake of the pandemic, the lockdown, it is basically a business ability to adapt quickly to disruptions, market pressures, and rapidly changing customer expectations. And all these have become especially very, very critical. So although the pandemic has dealt a severe impact level on the global economy, the digital economy has proven instrumental to all of us in the battle against COVID-19. And we've been doing quite good actually as how we are coping with the lockdown pandemic and now going into the new norm. As founder of Alibaba, we take Jack Ma, noted those who had already embraced internet technology in the past had the advantage of being able to fast track their business growth. On the other hand, the pandemic has been a wake-up call for businesses that have been hesitant to embrace digital transformation. They soon find that traditional practices are no longer relevant in the COVID-19 era. In fact, they have to adapt to what is required and what would be good in order to survive. And these entrepreneurs are basically forced to adopt digitalization in order to stay in business, in operation. So digital transformation is imperative for all businesses, and that message comes through loud and clear from every corner, every book and seminar, webinar relating to how businesses can remain competitive and relevant as the world becomes increasingly digital. What's not clear to many is, what do digital transformation mean? Is it just a catchy way to say moving to the cloud? What are the specific steps we need to take? Do we need to design new jobs to help us create a framework for digital transformation, or hire a consulting service? What parts of our business strategy need to change? How much should we invest, or often, how do we even start? So a lot of questions in our mind, a lot more questions will come as and when we get involved in this digital era. So those questions are what many entrepreneurs would seek answers for. The reality is, even with all the hype on digitalization, entrepreneurs still need help on how to better leverage the digital economy so that they can have a chance to survive the crisis and even thrive in the long term and stay relevant. Ladies and gentlemen, the Malaysian government, through its many initiatives and strategic partners, have offered programs related to digital entrepreneurship. Since there has been a lack of skills in this area, and these have been identified as one of the most significant causes for Malaysia's digital divide. A structured digital entrepreneurship curriculum has been rolled out in tertiary education institutions and entrepreneur development agencies like MDEC, Magic, Cradle, and these were established to strengthen the digital entrepreneurship ecosystem. Despite these efforts, entrepreneurs in Malaysia still face major constraints for their growth: access to capital, slow uptakes to digital transaction technologies, personal data protection issues, weak network among entrepreneurs, and lack of mentors have been cited as some of the stumbling blocks to successful digital entrepreneurship. Thus, this is where this forum on building future digital entrepreneurs comes in. I would call it future-proof entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship. Through our small initiatives, we have assembled panelists who are successful entrepreneurs, representatives from financial institutions, government agencies, digital experts. These are the important players within the digital era. And we have together put everyone in this one platform who will share their experience, encourage sharing and discussion of best practices, knowledge, business trends, startup ideas and experiences. And if you're sharing issue, we hope you can also suggest and provide suggestion for solutions. And if in the past there were issues, perhaps you can also share how you overcome all those experiences. So we hope the discussions in this forum will encourage digital innovation and entrepreneurship and strengthen the entrepreneurial ecosystem that would provide a more supportive environment for young entrepreneurs within the region. Whether it is to continue business operations or maintain access to essential needs, the digital economy will play a crucial role in all aspects of our lives. It becomes part of us already. This is the brave new world. In the new norm, if we accept this, we will have to create together as a team. And now it is the time to assist, empower, and work with entrepreneurs to help build it. Now, I must, and I would like to express my thanks and appreciation to the panel participants and my utmost appreciation and thank you very, very much to the organizing committee from FBT, the program director, Puan Ramila. She's actually next to me now. And her committee members, we have Dr. Haliza, Puan Nadia, AP Dr. Ruzi, Dr. Safia, Puan Hanita Sarah. I must mention their names. Puan Jasriza, Cik Sharfika, Encik Safriman, Encik Chong Kim Loy, Puan Zanura Hayat, Puan Nur Mazia, Ustaz Azwan Puan Nur Zarina, and we have from marketing team Khairul and Listener. Most of all, we like to express our appreciation to our CEO and the Vice Chancellor of UNITA for their encouragement, their continuous support for us to network with one another within the university, with the industry, external parties, and be part of the industry, reaching out to higher education and qualifications for value add to citizens, recognition for their skills, capability, and potentials. And they can do more and more in terms of qualification, formal training, you name it, we have it in UNITA. Do come forward, do bring us citizens who have the interest to do more and to equip themselves better with qualifications. On a final note, last but not least, of course, we hope to engage again for future events. I hope for your active participation in what will no doubt be an exciting dialogue, and I sincerely hope from the bottom of my heart that everyone here today will benefit as much as possible from these forums, fantastic lineups that we have of the speakers, their experience. Go for it, even with the moderators. Do enjoy yourself. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Yang Berbahagia Prof. Dr. Rosainon, for the opening speech. Once again, on behalf of UNITA, allow me to welcome all the 8 distinguished panelists, academicians, students, members of public, ladies and gentlemen. We also have 8 speakers, and attendees are not only from Malaysia, but also from Indonesia and Thailand. So this is like an ASEAN event, so to say. Today's topic is building future digital entrepreneurs. I believe we basically want to know how these 8 entrepreneurs, or panelists, or the digital transformation gurus build their business successfully in today's era. Today's sharing and discussion is also on what are the best practices. Have they actually applied the knowledge, business trends, the startup ideas and experiences these panelists have actually gone through. We want to hear from them, adopt and apply in our business. Now, before we start this event, there are some housekeeping announcements which I want to share. I seek everyone's cooperation to please mute your mic and off your video except for the panelists. There will be Q&A session, will be done at the end of the session. Question to be typed in the chat box. And if possible, the person asking the question to identify who from among the speakers the question is to be addressed. Attendance and invitation forms posted in chat box towards the end of session 2. For the first session, we have Encik Abdul Azhari bin Abdul Wahid and Encik Azhar Zain. Well, let me share with you about the biodata of these 2 panelists. Encik Abdul Azhari, the CEO of Academy Usahawan Micro, has extensive experience in international oil and gas management, known as the first SME digital transformation guru in Malaysia. He has worked with micro and SME groups and individuals and has managed to help over 10,000 entrepreneurs in enhancing their business since 2007. He is currently managing several businesses, namely Santai Reflexology at KLIA2, a boutique online, bajubesar.my, a mini grocer shop, and a homestay in Perak. Encik Azhari has won numerous awards and accolades throughout his career, and among the most recent is the winner for Malaysian Fundamental Recognition Award 2019 for the cross-border digital program for ASEAN B40 entrepreneurs. And allow me to actually introduce the next panelist as well. He is Encik Azhar Zain. Encik Azhar is the co-founder of Bongkosit. He has held many positions, which include trainer, media practitioner, and project planner. For the past decade, he was the editor of the English desk for the Straight News portal, which is now closed. He founded Bongkosit 4 years ago. Bongkosit is an on-demand delivery app for Android and iOS, which helps you run your daily tasks. It helps to solve daily problems such as posting parcels, buy last-minute gift, delivery food, picking up items, and many more. All right, so without further ado, we will start this session. Each of the panelists will take about 15 minutes, right? So I would like to welcome Encik Abdul Azhari bin Abdul Wahid as the first panelist to do his presentation. Dipersilakan.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon. First and foremost, thank you very much for my MBA colleagues, Tuan Hanif, as the MC for today, and then Professor Dr. Rozainon as the Dean of FBT, as well as my supervisor in our subject, which is the Safia, who has invited me to share our wisdom and knowledge in how can we bring some solutions to the SME, especially on digitalization, digitalizing their business, whichever industry they are. Right, so let me just introduce myself. I'm Azhari, the founder and currently the CEO of Academy Usaha Micro, where in this academy we have been running a lot of programs for digital transformation of the SME all over the country for the last at least 14 years. And we are currently also having our own solution, which is, as you can see in our slides now, is digasto.com, where we would like to help SME to have a very powerful corporate branding using our DIY corporate website system builder, which can simply turn your Facebook page into a very professional, mobile optimized corporate website ready in 2 minutes. So these are the solution that we are providing to the SME to help them to be in online. Next. Okay, if you can look at the fun facts about digitalization in Malaysia, only 1/3 of the Malaysian has a digital transformation strategies, and only 25% of Malaysian has digital team. So most often doesn't have a team at all. And in 2017, only one third of Malaysian SME has web presence. So these are the challenges that they are facing in order to bring their brand better in online. Next. If you look at the numbers of websites all over the world, there are like 1.56 billion of websites in this world, and unfortunately, only 75% of them are not even active. So these are the challenges that has been faced by SME in order to bring their brand in online. So thus, we bring you this solution in order for you to maintain your brand much easier. Next. 7 main reasons why people cannot own their corporate website. First, it's relatively expensive. People feel that it's relatively expensive, lack of technical knowledge, there's no time to do it, take time to develop, no support, difficult, and most of them who already have a good platform in terms of website and corporate presence, they only have issue on maintenance. So thus, our solution will help them to bring them much easier in online. Next. Okay, 3 main components that you can look into, something that you can bring onto your team in the company. For example, the first 3 things that you need to know is about the marketing side, which is normally we use social media, and we also need to have a unique branding, which is a corporate website. At the same time, to generate income, we need to have e-commerce. This is optional because people can choose whether to use this or not. It depends on the industry, whether you are in services or in products. Next. So this is the latest trend that you can look into, which is DIY corporate website. It's very simple. Using only Facebook page, you can convert your Facebook page into website. Next. Okay, some myth, yeah. Some people feel that you don't have to have a website, it's not easy, you don't have to promote your website. These are the myths that people have been facing. So we would like to help all the SME to know that how important for them to make sure that they know how to promote their brand online so that people can see them, especially in the Google search. So thus, they have to promote, they have to maintain their website, they have to make sure that they have a strategy to make sure that people know them something about their business in online. So these are the myths that you've been facing by the SME. Next. So now the question whether you want to choose website or you want to choose social media. So I'm pretty sure most of us using social media, because of the easiness of using social media. So this is the question that I've been asking a lot of SME, asked by a lot of SME to make sure that we are in the right track in online. Next, let me compare to you what the difference. So online corporate website, you have a good branding. People get to know about your branding. You can diversify your market towards everyone in online, while having social media only put in the social media, for example, a Facebook page, and you are also bounded with only the followers in the social media. So the question now, which to choose? But the good thing about our product is, next, we cover both. All right, you can just upload, you can update your Facebook page, automatically you'll be synchronized into Facebook and into website. Then you have, voila, the corporate website that's always been updated only using your Facebook page. So much easier for you to maintain and create content for your website. So this is the unique point about our solution that can help SME to be digitalized in online. So don't worry, we cover both. Next. Look at the trend. People are looking at Google search. People are looking at website. People are looking at Facebook page. So whenever you have a proper online branding, you'll be appeared much easier in Google search compared to other platforms that you can choose. For example, Facebook, FB page, or even all the social media that you know in the market. Next. Trend is all going up. COVID has multiplied our direction towards digitalization 5 times based on what IBM have said last year. So that's, if you don't go for digitalization now, you might be losing your opportunity to be in online and to grab more market share in your business. Next. So these are some of the facts. Maybe you can just go to the next slide. Where we know that how important is being in online, where most of the people will search in Google to find services and products. So if you don't have a corporate website, and based on the result that we know from the list of the result in Google search, 98% of the result is coming from the web-based information. So that's even like Shopee and Lazada, even you search for a product, they will come out first. But the one that is coming out is the one in the web-based, not the app. So take note on that. Web-based is very important for you to make sure that people can find you in online. Next. Okay, next. So these are the trend. People know when you bring more traffic to your website, people can get to know about your brand. People can easily see your presence online. That's how important it is to be in online, by having your proper and powerful corporate branding website. Next. This is our experience. Like I said, we have been in business for the last 14 years. We have been covering almost more than 10,000 alumni all over the country in digital transformation programs. And alhamdulillah, we are still continuing this year, and the demand is much higher now because people do not want to be left out in digitalization, as mentioned by Prof. Dr. Rozainon just now. Next. So we solved the issue, having a very affordable solution, user-friendly, only 2 minutes to convert your Facebook page into a website, easy to maintain, very fast. So these are the solutions that we would like to help the SME, especially the business owners, to make sure that they at least start digitalizing their business, upfront lining, to make sure that people know about them in online. Next. So we convert their Facebook page into website, as simple as that, within 2 minutes. Next. We even have many templates that you can simply choose. You don't have to worry about coding whatsoever. Just pick and choose the template, and voila, within 2 minutes, your website is done. So much easier, all right? Much faster. Next. And it's also device friendly. It depends on the device that has been used by the reader of your website, so that they get to know mobile optimized in terms of the content that we have in the website. Next. Custom page editor, you can put add on whatever information that you would like to be in the theme. For example, you want to put board of directors, catalog, products listing. So everything is in the system. So much easy. Just drag and drop, cut and paste solution. Very simple. Next. So there we also have a marketing widget that you can promote so that you can get leads, you can get sales. So we have already embedded this in the system as well. Next. So we have also analytics that you can use SEO analytics, Google Analytics, to make sure that how well your website is performing, so that you can engage into a better planning for your marketing online, so that people know about your brand and get to know you in online. I think that is something that can help you to boost your branding over in online. So all embedded already. Next. And of course, this is the most important part, e-commerce. We even have e-commerce solution where you can put all your product and services and start selling to all the market that you're looking at. So very simple, very easy. All payment gateway deliveries all done inside the system. Next. So it works. It just convert your Facebook page into a website within 2 minutes. Voila, your website is ready. So as simple as that. All right. Next. So these are some of the live websites that you can go through. All right, one of the things that I can share with you, Miss Elwani, is a very interesting case study where they convert their Facebook page into a website while selling the product of virgin coconut oil. And it has been moving all over the country and all over the world. They've been pushing their products all over the world using this platform. And I think one of the most interesting factor about them is that they are willing to learn something new, and the owner is like 60 years old, and she managed to use the system and bring the business much better after using the system. Next. So this Katakayu, one of the earliest adopter, she won the winner for the top MDEC e-commerce day 2019, and what do you call this? They have increase their sales more than 4 times compared to previous year by using the system, where they really focus on the B2B project as well as the B2C e-commerce platform, where they start selling their furnitures and wooden based product. So one of the success story that we have brought in to the market, katakayu.com. You can look into katakayu.com later. Next. So we have been winning a lot of awards and been recognized, not just in Malaysia, but overseas as well. We were featured in Maxis 2019. We won top 30 in 2019 in M-Bank BizRace. Next, we also been featured in some other countries, like in Turkey, in Germany, in Korea, as well as in Ireland. So inshallah, this year I'm looking forward to contesting in Taiwan as well as in United States. We are still waiting for the. This is something mentioned by our MC just now. We won the cross-border digital program for ASEAN B40 entrepreneurs, where we bring the solution to the B40 entrepreneurs to adopt into a new way of digitalization. Next. So we were the top 5 of the last year Anugerah of Social Entrepreneur Award by the Ministry of Science and Technology and Innovation. So we were proud to be one of the top 5 last year, and we are contesting again, inshallah, this year. Next. So we also a partner for the SME Business Digitalization Grant. For those Malaysians who are here listening now, you can contact me later through the program to claim for the grant. There's a grant given by the government up to 5,000 ringgit for the SME Business Digitalization Grant. Next. Yeah, this is the grant I mentioned. So for those who are interested to know more about the grant, okay, as well as you are qualified within the requirement given by the Ministry of Finance, for example, your sales has to be minimum 50,000 annually last year, and you have a proper team, a good team to manage the system, as well as, of course, it's owned by Malaysian. Please come on board. And you guys can try our solution, www.digasto.com. You can have 14 days free trial, so that you can explore how easy for you to use the system, and how easy and fast for you to get a very powerful online branding by creating your corporate website within only 2 minutes using only your Facebook page. As long as you know how to play around with Facebook page, you can have your proper, very powerful, professional looking website. Next. Yeah, I think that's it for my sharing today, Hanif. So please log in to our solution, www.digasto.com. You can have 14 days free trial. If you would like to know more about that, you can contact me, or you can contact Unita as well, so that we can discuss further on this. And me, as the industry partner for Unita, would like to thank again to Unita for inviting us to share our solution. And inshallah, we'll meet again for the discussion. Thank you very much, Unita. I'll pass back to my colleague, Hanif.
All right, thank you so much, Azari. We learned so much from him on corporate website, unique branding, DIY website, through Facebook page, integrated analytics, and also e-commerce. Well, the next panelist we have is Encik Azhar Zain. I would like to welcome Encik Azhar Zain to start off as a second speaker for today. Dipersilakan, Encik Azhar.
Thank you, Hanif. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
First of all, Assalamualaikum, and thank you everybody for giving me the opportunity on behalf of Bungkus 8 to be able to present what we are all about. And welcome to all the participants for actually being here today, for taking time out to welcome. I would like to share what we are all about, and we are called Bungkus 8. Now, first and foremost, our name sometimes arises. There are some questions that arise. Why did we call ourselves Bungkus 8? Why didn't we call ourselves Grab, for example? Well, we are 100% Malaysian, born Malaysian, bred in Malaysia, and grew up in Malaysia. So our name is Malaysian. Now, we are one of Malaysia's leading on-demand delivery service. It is delivered instantly, right? And one of the key things is that we deliver with a great amount of passion. These are some of the merchants that are on our portal, on our platform, including people like IKEA and Petronas Mesra stores, and even Sate Kajang Haji Samuri. So we have some prominent merchants who are together with us on our platform. Next slide, please. Now, what is the advantage of Bungkus 8? Well, first and foremost, we make a promise to all our customers that if you are within a radius of 35 kilometers, we will deliver to you within 60 minutes on a motorbike. Now, of course, there is a caveat in certain weather conditions. For example, when it rains, we can't do that, yeah? It takes a little longer. And they try to be as efficient as possible. We are very affordable. We are comparable to every other platform available in the market today, and you will find that our prices are really, really reasonable. And we are accessible, meaning 24/7. We have riders available to you. Obviously, because earlier on the MCO caused a lot of disruption to our services. But thank God, now we have riders who are available throughout the country 24/7. Let me clarify that. These days, we are focusing on the west coast of Malaysia mostly. That means from Penang up to JB. Generally, on the east coast, Kelantan, Terengganu, Pahang, we have much fewer riders. And as well as in Sabah and Sarawak, we do have riders, but they are much, much fewer because the demand is just not there yet. And we do groceries, we buy groceries for our customers, we shop for our customers in case you need a we of course deliver food and parcels as well as documents. Next slide, please. These are some of the ratings that we have, as you can see on Apple and Google. We have completed, as of today, more than 1 million orders. We were born in December 2018, and it's 2021 now, so we've completed more than 1 million orders. Please remember, we are a small platform. Don't compare us to people like Grab or Foodpanda because they are international, they are huge, and By comparison, we are much, much smaller. Now we have 63,000 registered riders. Of course, not all of them are active at one time. And because this is the gig economy, you will find that our riders also work for different platforms. They do Foodpanda, they do Grab, and they keep on, trying to earn a living wherever they can. And used Bungkusit. Now, we can help businesses because there are many things that we have which are fairly unique to us. Our service is our strength. The biggest thing that we do is our service. We have special corporate rates and we have promo packages for businesses, and we can help grow your business with our collaboration team. Yep. Next slide, please. Okay, so some of the ways we help businesses is on our mobile app, we have a marketplace, which means as a merchant, you can sell your products on our mobile app. You can also integrate our riders into your website. For example, if you have a website of your own and you do not have riders, you can use our API and integrate our riders platform, which we call our web app. And our web app is a new addition to our suite of products. It is a very, very powerful tool for micro SMEs and SMEs. You do not have to create your e-commerce platform yourself. You do not have to pay a leg and an arm. Ours is very cheap. You don't get business, we don't get business. So you should take advantage of our web app and try to increase your business. Next slide, please. This is a screenshot from our mobile app that shows you all the different categories of products that can be sold on our mobile app. And you will find that there are many people who browse our app every day from all over the country. And so if you are a merchant, you will have a great exposure to the public. Next slide, please. The link provided here is for our API integration, as I was mentioning to you earlier. So if you have a website of your own, don't worry, you do not have to dismantle your website. You can directly link our riders, integrate them into your website, and you can use that link that's given there. You can also email us and we'll forward you the link and instructions on how to integrate with our services. Next slide, please. The web app is a wonderful, wonderful tool for micro SMEs and for SMEs to create their own e-commerce website at almost no cost at all. And because we have so many tools available on the web app, you will find that this is an ideal choice for somebody who is starting out. And you can actually create your own store in a matter of a day. If to help you out, and you can really take advantage of the technology that we have on our web app. Yeah. Next slide, please. So the web app is an extremely suitable platform, not only for micro SMEs and SMEs, but it's also really good for restaurants because you have so many options where you can order using the web app and the customer can walk into your restaurant. They don't have to speak to a waiter. They don't have to order. They can do all of that before they come to the restaurant. All they have to do is scan the QR code that's on the table and everything is sorted out. Yeah, even the payment. So you can actually walk into a restaurant, not interact with any waiter or waitresses, have your meal served to you, eat it, and then walk away without having to pay at the cashier because our app can handle all of that. And for home-based businesses, this is wonderful because like many other platforms, And you can also put in caveats. For example, if you sell cakes, if somebody orders a cake, you can't deliver it right away, simply because it takes time for a cake to be prepared and ready. So you can have a deliver later, a pre-order function that informs customers that you have to pre-order 4 hours earlier so that you have time to prepare your cake. Yeah. Next slide, please. Now, I mentioned that our prices are comparable to anyone, and we publish our prices openly so that there are no hidden costs. Everyone is aware of exactly what it costs to deliver by our bike. This is our motorbike, and the prices are listed there. Next slide. We also have cars. Bikes can deliver a maximum of 10 kilos, but cars can. Weather is not really an issue, because even if it rains, it is still possible to deliver products. And we often recommend cars to deliver products which are a little bit more fragile. For example, if you're going to deliver flowers, it's not recommended to use a motorbike because they can get crushed and they can get spoiled. And certain things like cakes, for example, if you deliver by a bike, because it's a bumpy ride, your cake will spoil. So it is better to use a car to deliver, although it's slightly more expensive. Next slide. Besides cars, we also have pickup trucks, because there are many products which are oversized, which are large, and cannot be put into a car. So we also have pickup trucks, and their prices are published as well. It's available for any customers who would like to compare our prices with any other services. Next slide. We also have vans. One-ton lorry, in case you need to deliver, in case you need to move house or shift. And you can use our lorries to deliver products from, from north up to south of Malaysia. We have 3-ton lorries as well, so we can deliver any sort of product, no matter how big or how small or how large or how fragile, or anything at all, basically. Next slide, please. These are some of our celebrity fans, people who have used our services and are happy to endorse our services. They've been very comfortable. These are not paid. They are not, they've done this out of their own free choice. We have not paid them to advertise for us. They were quite happy with the service that they received from Bongkosait. So, and they were quite willing to let the world know that they were happy with our service. Yeah. Next slide. So yes, these are again some of the merchants that are quite well known. You will find that many of these merchants are very happy working with us to deliver products. You will find people like Nando's, people like DG, people like Dutch Lady. They are huge names. And Petronas, Mesra stores, the convenience stores, they also are on our platform, and we deliver for them all over the place. Yeah. Next slide. On that note, I would like to thank you for listening to what we are all about. Bongkosait would be very, very happy to welcome you on board and work with you to help you increase your business, to assist you in any way that we can. Our website is www.bongkosait.com.my. Our email address is listed there, as well as our together. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Encik Azazin. So we have come to the following event, which is the Q&A. I believe there are some questions being asked by the candidates here. Allow me to ask the first question. It is addressed to Encik Azazin. It's actually on the SSM. Let me look at the question again. Yeah, should we have, this is a question from Chong Kim Loy. He asked, should we have SSM registered for F&B business to be your merchant? Encik Azhar, Zain?
Sure. Let me answer that. Yes, we need SSM to have you registered with us. This is a requirement from the government, and there's nothing much we can do about it. We have to follow their rules and regulations.
All right. Okay. And the second question also addressed to Encik Azhar Zain is, what are the qualities you look for in the riders for Bongkosit?
Okay, that's very simple. To be a rider on Bongkosit is very simple. You must understand, Bongkosit is one of the most flexible services on the Malaysian market. The other platforms require you to have a schedule. You have to sign on and you have to follow certain hours. We are completely flexible. So you can be a student and you can work only weekends if you like, or you can be a worker and you can work part-time in the evenings after you finish your job in the office. That's fine. What we look for is very simple. You should be 18 years and above. You should have a license, and you should be able to understand simple instructions on your smartphone. And that's pretty much it. Go through our training, go through our briefing, and you are
Encik Azhar, there's a next question. Is there any cost to become Bongkosit partner?
To become our merchant, there is absolutely no cost involved. You can register with us for free, completely for free. Only when you start selling, like I said, only if you get business, we get business. If you don't sell anything, we don't get anything.
All right.
So yes, we welcome you on board. Come on and join us.
Next question is to Bongkosit and also to Digesto. It says that what do you need to raise capital for a business? Maybe I address this question to Encik Azhari dulu.
Okay, thank you, Hanif. A very powerful question. What are the things that you need to know in order for you to raise fund? Okay, we have gone through that process. I think the most important part is definitely your aspiration as the founder. You need to know where are you bringing your company to. All right. So from that aspiration, you translate it into proper planning, your business planning, your financial planning. So whenever you meet your investors, so what we did last time when we meet our investor, so you have to be very confident to tell about the story of your business, because for the early startups, they don't really care so much about your financial. Of course, they do, but not much. But they really want to buy your story as the founder. So in order for you to convince the investor, make sure that you have a very convincing story to tell them what are the solution, which group that you want to help, so that they feel comfortable with you as the founder. And of course, you have to mention about your team and stuff, the solutions, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's all about how you as the founder sell the idea to investor, and they like you and they will invest in you. I think that would be one of the easiest and shortest answer for this question, Hanif.
Thank you, Azhari. What about Encik Azhar Zain? Same question.
Okay, things work a little differently for us because generally you find that in the gig economy, there are a number of agencies who are quite willing to help and who are fairly flexible when it comes to providing financing. And usually in this particular sector, it's always microfinancing. So you'll find agencies like CGC, Tekun, you want to understand what is it that you're trying to do. Are you kosher? Are you realistic about what you're doing? Or are you just looking for money and, are you just going to go and buy yourself a new motorbike or something? That's what they don't want. So, yes, I think it's basic, simple human logic that anybody who's going to give you money wants to know what you're doing and how you're going to do it. And if it is logical, I believe that there are many agencies out there who are very willing to help, especially in this era. Yeah, it used to be very difficult those days, but it's far easier now. So yeah, that's my answer.
All right, thank you, Encik Azharuddin. Next question is from Alia Ashik to Azari. I would like to know what are all the jobs positions that are needed to make such an effective and efficient web page?
Okay, good question. Thank you, Leah Ashik. All right, there are two main positions that is very crucial for you to have a proper online branding. We're talking about the corporate website. The first one is the marketing executive, because these are the guy who will be planning your marketing structure, your marketing planning, so that you know what to write, what content that you need to put, what are the structure at least within the website. Because website is something like your HQ in online. In order for you to build your building, you need to know what are the floors that you need to build, how many floors, which are the departments, which are the furniture that you want to use. So this is the position by the marketing executive. And the second one is obviously the technical guy. All right, either they come from IT, a software engineer, So this guy will help you to make sure that they know technically how to manage the system. That's why, Hanif, just to let you know, even though we are giving the grants through MOF and also MDAC, but even though the requirement of a team is not in the list of the requirement by the ministry, but we ourselves put a requirement in order for you to get the grant. Please make sure that you have to have at least one person to manage the system. Because if not, people will just go get the grant and they don't use the system. There's no point of getting the grant without really capitalizing and how to make money from the system. So I think these are the two main positions that they look into, the marketing executive as well as the IT executive, the technical person. Hanif.
All right, thank you, thank you. There's another one more question to you, Azari. This is from Vilasini Palaniandi. She says, I would love to know the types of training used for employees to enhance their ability to perform better.
Okay, all right, good. So there are many trainings that you can provide to your team, all right? But there are two things that you need to look into. The first one is the soft skill. The second one is the hard skill. Okay, currently, I think most of the trainers out there will give you a lot of soft skill, in terms of communication, HR, how to be a good team, motivation and stuff, which is very, very important as well. But at the same time, please make sure, as a future entrepreneur like you guys, or currently as a business owner, make sure that your team is well equipped with technical knowledge as well. Because, for example, if a small company like SME, like have like 5 to 10 staff, even though you have a dedicated person to manage the system, manage the website, manage the e-commerce, like Bungkusit, our friend here, they have their web base, if none of the rest of the members know about the system, so it becomes a silo effect to the company, which is not good of development of the company. So at least all the team, the small team, will understand the whole system. They might not manage it, they might not be the person who manage the system, but at least they know how to well understand about the whole system so that they can move together as a team. So soft skill is important. At the same time, hard skill is so extremely important. Make sure you cover both as the founder of the company. Hanif.
Right. Thank you, Azari. The next question goes to Encik Azhar Zain. It's from Hevina Pillai. She asks, how about the riders' safety, since there are many incidents and accidents of the riders nowadays?
Now, during the training, when a rider joins us, the first thing we emphasize is safety. Right? Now, you must understand one very important thing, which I mentioned earlier, is that when you join Bungkusit as a platform, we do not have a quota, nor do we have a schedule for you to follow. So you will find that Bungkusit riders are a little bit more cautious because they are not chasing orders all the time. There are a number of platforms out there who, because of the quota system, you'll find the rider has to try and catch up as quickly as he can in order for his income to increase. So you find that this makes them a little bit more, how shall you say, a little bit more dangerous on the roads. For the line, they are the ones who are you probably want to the other players a little bit dangerous when they do that, simply because their system is such that you must finish X number of orders in 1 hour. If you don't, then your income per order drops, and they have that kind of category. But one thing I must tell you that it is a dangerous profession. Riding is a profession of having an accident. You go on the road. Number two, there are other factors which are also very important. It is important. Yeah, it is out there. Do not ride a motorbike, especially when it's raining. But people have to earn a living, so you got to do what you got to do sometimes, and this is what happens. So what trainings you attend, the safety of the rider is in his own hands. Yeah, they have to be the first line of defense for their own safety, no matter what anyone says. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Encik Zaza. There's another question, Encik Azhar, addressed to you. This is from Elaine Ng. She asked, did you plan to explore your service overseas, specific ASEAN countries? And can the international investor join your merchant? I think there's a bit of lagging.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the
maybe
question.
I'll pass.
Overseas, if we can, especially us.
Alright.
We are a local company, and what we have done is we have always taken the other way. We grow organically. We do not grow by inviting investors to pour in billions and billions and billions of ringgit into our platform. I don't know if you know this, but the major players out there, and I won't mention their names, they are not profitable, despite spending billions and billions of dollars. So this industry is such a new industry and is so competitive that it's very easy to lose sight that it is also a business. Yeah, people, there are platforms who create all sorts of weird offers. You buy 10 ringgit worth of food and you get free delivery. I mean, look, somebody's got to pay for it. The money has got to come from somewhere. So all these gimmicks ultimately will not work. And before we go overseas, we've got our systems in order. We're almost there. Pray for us. Hopefully we'll be there soon. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Encik Azhar. Well, thank you so much to both of the panelists for today. I think I have to stop here because even though there are a lot of questions flowing in now, right? So I will suggest to the participant to actually contact Encik Azhar Zain and also Encik Azhari Wahid. If you have any more further questions, all right, you can find them through internet, through their website. Okay. So allow me to do some housekeeping announcement. Okay, actually the event is going to start at 2:30. There are some short courses that will be shared by UNITA before we proceed to the next session. These short courses is more to what are the opportunities that UNITA or these companies will give, grants, advice by this agency above. So can we proceed to the short courses programs, advertisement, or slideshows by UNITA? Right, thank you. The next session is on session 2, which is on financial digital entrepreneurs too. Allow me to actually introduce the 3 speakers for today. The first speaker is Puan Noor Hazrin Abdul Ghani, Manager Entrepreneur Marketing and Development from Perbadanan Usahawan Nasional Berhad. The next is Muhammad Shahidan from SME Bank, and the third is Miss Rina Neo. Puan Noor Hazrizan Abdul Ghani is a manager in the Entrepreneur Marketing and Development section in PUNB. In her 19 years of service with PUNB, Puan Noor Hazrin, among others, has been responsible for planning entrepreneurship development programs, establishing network and collaboration among agencies, and marketing of MTDC matching grants. She also sat in the various committees that assess PUNB working papers. Next, Encik Muhammad Shahidan holds a degree in accountancy from UiTM. He started his career in banking when he joined Maybank in 2003 as account officer before moving to several other banks. In 2013, he returns to Maybank as a senior officer before being promoted to hub manager and finally manager for the SME zone. His job scope then includes giving financial advice to the SME customers. In 2019, he moved to SME Bank as the head of Kuala Lumpur 2 Enterprise Center. In the SME Bank, he leads a team of 20 staff in handling various SME portfolios. And the next panelist will be Miss Rina Neo. She is a seasonal serial entrepreneur, active business investor, recognized global woman leader, woman empowerment champion, innovative education exponent, social enterprise and sustainability advocate, entrepreneurial, leadership thought leader, governance and fair trade policy proponent, international technology transfer and innovation promoter, corporate citizenship and ESG advocate. She has more than 20 years of hands-on experience and a solid track record in investing, building, growing, and existing successful startups and scale up in such areas as education, food, citizenship, food, fashion, pharmaceutical, and many more. She held senior executive position at CEO, CXO levels, and board directorship in private and public sector across Asia Pacific. Among the awards and accolades that she has received includes Asia Pacific Entrepreneurial Award for Outstanding and Exemplary Achievement in Entrepreneurship for the Financial Sector, Enterprise Asia Singapore. Most Admired Leader of Asia Award by Herald Global Media Group in India. Top 100 Most Influential LinkedIn Icon to Follow in Malaysia by Marketing in Malaysia. Without further ado, can I invite 3 of the panelists to be on board? Puan Noor Hazrin, Cik Muhammad Shahidan, and Miss Rina Neo.
Hi.
Right, great to have all of you here with us for the second session.
Good afternoon.
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 Hi, Cik
Afternoon,
Hanif.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, maybe I'll have Puan Noor Hazrin to kickstart.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Cik Hanif. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera to all the audience. Okay. All right. First of all, I would like to thank you. Terima kasih kepada pihak UNITAR for having us, PUNB, Perbadanan Usahawan Nasional Berhad, for this session and to participate in this event with the team Building Future Digital Enterprise. Okay. And first of all and foremost, I would like to introduce myself. I am Puan Noor Hazrin Abdul Ghani, or you can call me Rin Ghani. That's not my slide. That's SME Bank. Okay. Okay. So we are from PUNB, Perbadanan Usahawan Nasional Berhad, one of the entrepreneur development agency. With the main mission is to provide opportunities to entrepreneurs achieving their business success through the provision and business support with us. Yeah? All right. Something about us.
Okay. PUMB was formed in 1991, and we are fully owned by Yayasan Pelaburan Bumiputra, and we are formed with the objective of to giving financial assistance to those Bumiputra entrepreneur in the sector of SME, small medium entrepreneur, and supporting them with guidance and also entrepreneur development. Okay, so our objectives, we are trying to help entrepreneurs out there to increase the quantity enhancement of the quality of Bumiputra entrepreneurs in the industry and commercial sectors, and also to promote the development of resilient of Bumiputra entrepreneurs in the strategic industry, and also to instill the entrepreneurial culture among Bumiputra entrepreneurs and equip them with the adequate knowledge and also experience. Okay, so from PUNB, the package that we have here, we are giving assistance to those qualified to get the financing, and the minimum is 100,000 up to 10 million. So either we are focused on retailing, distribution, and also processing, and also manufacturing. And here we are open to those qualified entrepreneur, and with good track record. They are always welcome to get or try the financing with us. Okay, and the package that we offer, the financing tenure is about 7 years. With the profit that we take, we are Sharia compliance based, and the profit that we take is about 5 to 8% depending on the tenure and also the tenure given request by the entrepreneurs. Okay, and so far up to today, our focus is on retail sector, manufacturing, and also and also distribution. So if you guys are in this sector, so when I said retailing, you must have a product. Okay, you most probably you operate in a premise, in a shop, in a business center, or you have an office, or now you have an online office and everything. Okay, so we can consider. And then if you're involved in the manufacturing, engineering sector, services and hospitality, and also creativity, yes, it's also we can consider under PUNB. So far until today, we have developed quite numbers of entrepreneurs, and also we are grooming the young entrepreneur through our program. We call it Jumper Program. So with the Jumper Program, we try to develop the new young entrepreneur with the apprentice scheme. Okay, with the apprentice training and scheme, which we would like to develop them from the beginners and enhance them to be in the real business world. So for this Jumper Program, or we call it Jom Jadi Perantis PUNB, our main objective is to help the government to reduce the unemployment rate among graduates. Okay, and so here we are offering them an on-job training attachment program with the qualified mentor within 8 months, in order for them to get an exposure on how to do the business, how to do the marketing, and get the direct view with the mentor on how to do the business in the correct way. Okay, so with this PUNB being assigned, right, to be one of the agencies to help the young Bumiputra entrepreneurs or young graduates to achieve or to create a job creator rather than to be a job seeker. Okay, so for this program, Jumper Program, this is the milestone about this history of this Jumper Program. Instead of we have a retailing normal program, and this is a development program, we are giving them a fund up to 100,000, and for those that interested to be or to build a concept model business, we give them financing up to 300,000. Okay, so this is the milestone history from for the Jumper Program PUNB, which we started as a Siswaza Perantis program. So this Siswaza Perantis program is a graduate program which we designed in order to help or to assist Bumiputra young graduates to do business. Okay, right? And later on, this is solely on the training. And in 2016, we come along with a financing package with a minimum of 10,000 ringgit. Okay, this is a pilot project. We would like to see whether their is it suitable with them or not. And after that, we rebranding our program to Jumper program. That means Jom Jadi Perantis program. And later on, we give financing to them. We offering financing to them rather than 10,000 previously, and then now we introduce to them with a minimum 40,000 financing minimum, and with 10,000 grant and up to 100,000. And the latest news, we do some restructuring on the financial criteria, and we are giving them chances to those qualified, to those join our program and being qualified with a good sales performance and everything. So we are giving them an enhancement financing criteria or figures, which is up to maximum 100,000 or 300,000 for the concept business. So for the time being, there are few concept business available with us. So we have with us like Mio's Kitchen, okay. Then we have a Fix and Go, which relates to the technology and IT services, F&B, and few more coming, okay. All right. So with this program, we believe that it will assist those young graduates with the right training that they get from our Jumper program with a mentor. We believe in future they can be or they can create their own business or the collaboration with a mentor and towards the reduce the unemployment rate among the student or the graduates. Okay, so something about PUMB. So for your information, we are based in KL Central, Kuala Lumpur, and to serve the public better, we organize online training, and also we have some sort of taklimat or briefing on our financing every Wednesday, every month. And those who are interested, they are welcome and they can register into our website to get the right information from us. Okay, and we actively participate with other agencies, right? And also with the IPTAs, and also we do some program like Uni Challenge, and also like business consultation session with the student in order to get them exposure and get the right path and way for them to do or start the business. Okay, and we also collaborate with our partners like agency, SME Bank, SME Corp, the Code, Mara, and others, in order for us to give you or to help the young entrepreneur out there to get our assistance. I think there's a short one from PUNB. Okay.
Hello, Hazrin from PUNB.
Yeah.
The next panelist, can I call upon Encik Muhammad Syahidan from SME Bank. Persilakan Encik Syahidan.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Can hear?
Yes,
clear?
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you for Encik Hanif and Yunita for this invitation. Actually, this is a good session for us to share what is a SME. So, for a short brief, what is SME? SME is SME Bank is wholly owned by Ministry of Finance (MOF) and supervised by Ministry of Entrepreneur and Cooperative (MEDEC). And of course, as a bank, we are governed by and regulated by Bank Negara. So, SME Bank, in principle, is a development bank, which is same with Agrobank, Bank Bangunan, SZ Bank, and which is SME Bank as a development bank. We actually carry two roles. One is provide financing to SME customer, and secondly is to provide developmental to potential SME customer. So under this developmental, in charge by our subsidiaries SEDA, which stand for Center for Entrepreneur Development and Research. For today's session, I think I will share more on the financing part of which most common people or most common SME out there will ask who can apply, who is eligible kan, what type of financing they are eligible, and then how much they can get, how much the rate, the bank charge, and so on, so on. Okay, in SME Bank, SME Bank to be okay. This one a general financing criteria. I would like to share for every or any applicant to SME Bank or to any other bank. This is a must criteria. Okay. Firstly is who is the applicant. So the applicant must be SME customer, either micro, small or medium enterprise. Under this category, they are divided into another subsidiary or sub category, which is whether the SME is sole proprietorship, partnership or sendirian berhad lah. So the business must at least 6 months in operation. Who can apply? What industry? Any industry involved in manufacturing, services. When we talk about services, which is very broad lah. So kalau kita detail out we can categorize into retail, also under services, wholesale, repair and maintenance, IT, arts, health, medical, education, and so on. And also SME Bank also attend some selected construction company. In SME business, the activity of the business must be in line with Sharia, because SME Bank is fully Sharia compliant. So all the financing provided or given to SME is under Islamic product. For non-Sharia, such as involved in gambling, liquor, so that one is SME Bank we cannot attend lah. Okay, who is eligible? The company must be owned or majority shareholder or directors more than 51% is Malaysian, because we are a development bank in Malaysia. So our mandate is to nurture the business of local company. And also the project of that company involved must be in Malaysian territory lah. So any financing with SME Bank or application, there are a few must document lah or criteria that the company must comply. First is financial standing. For financial standing means the financial must be healthy and solvent. So healthy such as has sufficient income and then revenue generation to sustain the business and able to pay the bank commitment. And solvent mean the shareholder fund must be in positive position. So the paid up capital plus the retained earning must be in positive position lah. The other one is no adverse track record and legal action on the company, director and shareholder. So if in the secret or CITOS there is a summon or bankruptcy record, so this one we cannot process lah. So again, as a bank, we have various product actually, which is almost similar dengan commercial bank, of which I will cover the two part of it lah. The next page, please. The next slide. Okay, this is a category of SME classification. Under manufacturing, the revenue there is few category lah: micro, small, medium. This is, I think we can get it from the website as well. This category, this is not to worry lah. All SME not to worry about this. The bank will advise the customer. Okay, next slide. Next. Okay, this is there are two type of financing. Normally SME Bank covers, which is a working capital. Working capital divided into two, which is a revolving working capital and fixed working capital. This is to cover or the working capital of a company, such as buy raw material, renovation, business operation, pay salary, rental, pay operation, pay stock, acquisition of a certain equipment, acquisition of a certain material. And then we also in SME Bank cover contract financing. especially contract awarded by the government. From part of our product also, we cover the letter of credit, banker's acceptance, and bank guarantee. So this is almost similar with the commercial bank. Among the facility that we have is a cash line, term financing, trade financing. Okay, the other part is asset financing. In SME bank also, we cover asset financing or asset acquisition financing, such as a customer want to purchase land and building and then come to SME bank for financing. Machinery, equipment, and commercial vehicle. This commercial vehicle including bus, lorry, ferry, equipment. Under equipment is very broad. Certain industries such as manufacturing, their equipment is different. So oil and gas are different. Palm oil is different. So this is including the IT industry, software and hardware. So in general financing term, we have a single customer limit of which maximum for a customer is 50 million. However, if they have more than one company in a group, SME Bank can assist up to 140 million of group exposure. So profit rate normally they're different depending on financing package. Financing is around 3.5% to BFR plus 2%. Normally the cheaper the financing rate of 3.5% up to 6% normally under the government fund or the program based fund. So under general fund will be BFR plus 0% to BFR plus 2%. Financing tenor is depend on the facility or financing package. For working capital, normally up to 5 years. And for asset financing, especially for building, up to 25 years. I think I cover some of the information on the financing. The detail of some of the product that we have now, there are two types of it. One is a program-based fund where the fund normally come from the government or the government agency. So, and then secondly, under general, of which the general fund will have a longer. What I mean is, as yang program based punya, normally this fund is for limited time because the fund given by government or bank negara on certain year. Such as what I share here is SME Technology Transformation Fund. This is the fund offered or provided by bank negara during this COVID-19. This is to help the company increase their capacity, because this one part of government economic stimulus package under to provide financial assistance to SME bank to adopt digitalization and automation in their business to adopt with the COVID issue. So the quantum of financing is 100,000 up to 3 million. The profit rate is around 4% per annum. Tenor is up to 10 years. So the purpose here is equipment and machinery, computer hardware and software, technology support service, and other intangible asset such as IT solution and services. Okay, next. Okay, the other fund that we have currently is Targeted Relief Fund, or we call it TRRF. This is to provide relief and support recovery for SME in service sector affected by the pandemic. So among the criteria is purpose is for working capital. Just now for STTF, the earlier one is for equipment financing. For this one is for working capital. Quantum is up to 500,000 per SME maximum. Profit rates is 3.5% per annum, and tenor is up to 7 years, and ability until end of this year only, 31st December, because this is a special relief fund during COVID. The industry or the type of customer that we can propose under this fund is personal service, food and beverages, art, entertainment and recreation, human health and social work activity, wholesale and retail, and business service. This is more on services. Okay, next. Next. So other than these two products that I shared earlier, there are few other product that SME Bank have now. Such as this is I share mostly yang common lah, yang very cheap financing rate dia. Business Accelerator Program, small business financing, special relief, special fund for tourism, pemengkasan matching grant, Teraju Bumi Putra Supply, wholesale and retail, contract financing, Lestari Bumi financing, My SME Lady, and scheme pembayaran ekonomi desa. So other than this, we have also agro food, all economic sector, SME Go, and a lot more product that we can propose to SME customer. When customer come to us, we will discuss and evaluate their proposal, and then from there we see what is the best or suitable financing or package that we can provide. Okay, this is the listing of mandatory document. Whoever want to apply. Actually, this is not to SME Bank. Actually, there's this listing of the document required by all the bank, including the commercial bank. So I think no need to go through one by one. So the easiest or the fastest way is, if you want to apply with SME Bank, you can go to our website. From there, they will instruct, they will direct you how to the stage by stage how to apply. I think that's all for me.
All right, thank you so much, Encik Muhammad Shahidan from SME Bank. Well, we have heard from Puan Nur Hazrin earlier from PUNB, thereafter Muhammad Shahidan, and now the next speaker, we have Miss Rina Neo. Welcome, Miss Rina Neo.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, can I have my slides? Can someone share the slides? All right, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for spending your afternoon with us. Thank you, UNITA, for inviting me. Together with the panelists, we're going to discuss the topic on financing digital entrepreneurs. As you know, during the COVID pandemic 2 years, it has actually created many opportunities. We have actually seen brick and mortar businesses going digital. So whether you like it or not, we have to embrace digital, whether it's a traditional business or whether you're going into IT business. So just a little bit about myself before I move on to the slide. Many thought I'm actually a Singaporean, but I'm actually Malaysian, although I've actually been residing in Singapore since 1998. So the other question that people always ask me is, Rina, what do you do? So I would say by heart, I'm an entrepreneur, but I also had the chance to basically list some of the companies that I built. Therefore, I have the financial freedom to invest in somebody's new idea or somebody's dream. So currently, I run a VC fund called Ficus. We are a Sharia compliant VC fund based out of Malaysia. We invest primarily in Malaysia and ASEAN countries. So I'll later share with you two parts of it, journey as an entrepreneur, some of the struggles and some of the upside of being an entrepreneur instead of graduating and choosing to work for someone else. But as we said, no matter how thin you slice the coin, there's two sides to it, right? So everything comes with the pros and cons. You just have to basically weigh your options and decide. Then next, I will discuss a little bit about the financing options if you so choose to become an entrepreneur, whether it's after working for someone or right after school or even during school, right? So there's no right time to do it. Anytime is a good time. Next slide, please. Yeah. So typically, we look at, people say lifelong learning. So from young, you go to kindergarten, then you go to primary school, secondary, A levels, university, graduate work. So in a typical life cycle of a company, is basically a lifelong thing as well. As when you choose to start a company, I would think that you need to understand and start the company or your journey with a purpose, because you want to build something that perhaps is a legacy. So as an investor, we always look at when we invest in a company, is it something that is scalable? Is it something that the market wants? So if you look at this chart, make it very easy for everyone, since I understand most of you are students. So usually when someone starts something, it could be following someone's idea. For example, I look at someone selling nasi lemak in my community, and basically there's a long queue for nasi lemak. The makcik nasi lemak is always sold out. It means people want to buy nasi lemak, but there is a lack of supply. So there's an opportunity for me to also sell nasi lemak. So that's one way. But maybe people don't want to eat nasi lemak, but they don't have a choice. So you could sell something else. So it depends on how you look at it. But since I'm a technology investor, we always look at innovative idea. We always look at how can you use technology to maybe simplify our work process? Is technology able to help us live a better life? And we need people to think of how to do things differently, right? So when we look at technology idea, there's always the ideation stage. Now, if idea don't get supported by investors, so if you look at the graph, when you have an idea, you need to find someone to support your idea. So it could be your parents, it could be your friends. So we call it the 3F: friends, family, and fools, because some people just believe in you and they just want to support you, even if it's just an idea. Then most of the ideas get actually tanked or becomes history because nobody believes in you. So the first step, that's why you see the valley of death, is very important, because that is the part where most of the ideas gone to RIP. They've gone to rest forever. But some are very lucky to have people who actually support them. And the people who support these young ideas or early ideas are called angels. So myself, I am an angel investor since 2006. And I basically had a chance, like I said, join a startup, and then we managed to list the company. So I've got financial freedom to invest in other companies as well. So after that, I also had a VC fund out of Singapore. So Ficus is now my second fund. So I'm actually showing you this graph to actually let you know that in different stages of your businesses, you need to find different investors who believe in you. So we have angel investors who believe in ideas, who would probably invest in you because they want to give you a chance. And then you have got, with the money, you build your business, and you've got maybe proof of concept, you've got some cash flow. What happens is that venture capital will then take an interest. So VCs will not invest in idea, but we invest in company that is on a growing stage. So you have growth, you have potential to be, in other countries as well, not just in Kuala Lumpur or just Kedah or just Malaysia, because we need the scale. And then after VC, you have got private equity that comes in, and they look at distribution, they look at bigger scalability. And of course, when you invest in a business, you always look for exit, especially if it's financial investors. So VC, we basically have a fund life, which I'll explain later. So there is an orange line that shows you, the value of death. And then when money comes in and strategic advisors that you bring in and all this, you basically grow your business. And the blue line actually shows at the beginning stage of your idea, you've got a lot of risk. So angel investors like myself, so I wear two hats, angel investors like myself basically are really risk taker. For me, because I've been an entrepreneur, so I understand a little bit more about how difficult it is being an entrepreneur. So the more you grow the business, the less the risk is. So people like private equity or VC, we typically pay more or give you a better valuation because we don't have to take a risk. When you have an idea and you raise money from angel investors, typically, is at a very low valuation because it's just a PowerPoint slide. You don't even have a prototype. Nobody has paid you $1 to buy your product or your services. So this actually sums up the whole entire journey of, how a typical startup founder or a founder would see their journey. Of course, you have great companies who said that I am for a long term. I'm not just building a company, but I'm building a legacy. So that's brand building, because anyone can start an e-commerce store and become a startup. But someone who builds a brand, it takes a longer time. Next slide, please. So I'm going to focus on venture capital, which is the current hat I'm wearing. So I'm one of the 5 co-founders of the VC firm Ficus. So how VC firm works, there are many startup people who actually raise money from us, but they do not understand how VC works. So venture capital firm, we basically, in Malaysia, we have to be registered with Security Commission. We are fund manager, which means we have to raise money from typically 3 different investors, or we call them LP. They are high net worth individuals, institutional fund, for example, sovereign funds, insurance companies, and corporates. Corporates could be a company. Many of the corporations in overseas, they have got a VC arm, ventures like Intel Ventures, Microsoft have their own ventures, because they also know that internal innovation is limited. Big giants also need to listen to what the smaller startups, great minds are doing outside. So we raise this money and we manage this money professionally by investing in startups, right? So we also, as a VC, although it looks glamorous and all this, we do have a boss called LPs, which basically entrusted us to invest on their behalf. The good thing about investing directly into a startup versus investing in a venture capital is that VC, we have a portfolio company and we manage it professionally. We have got a business, a model where we basically said, where we want to invest, how much we want to invest, right? Next. Well, VC invest money, we also take a very active role in helping companies grow, because it is basically our motivation to grow the company so that we can exit with a handsome, payback, right? So Ficus is the first Sharia compliant VC. We are about 1.5 years old. Very happy to also share with you guys, although the official news hasn't come out yet, but we are very fortunate to have the support of our very esteemed MAVCAP that has just come on board as our LP, right? So hopefully I can share the official news in due time. Next. So Ficus team, I guess, as all startup and companies, what makes the company is really the people in there, right? A company or house, a co-working space is just a hardware. Who works behind the computer, who actually occupy the space, and who actually runs the company is actually the most important. So I'm very fortunate to be working with, first, they are all my friends. Most of my team are based out of Malaysia, except for myself, that I basically commute between Singapore and Malaysia. So we have a chairman, Azamin. Azamin is a very seasoned asset manager. His last position before he retired and decided to give back and join us so that he can be closer to the startups. He was the group CEO of Maybank Asset Management. And myself, I've been an investor since 2006. Currently, as an angel investor, I have about 17 active portfolios, besides Ficus, who invest professionally. And then we have another of our partners, Sri Yong and myself, angel investors for almost 20 years. Suyong's, I would say track record is very solid in Malaysia. The recent delivery Eat deal, he has also listed his own company. Next, we have Ashrul, who were ex-PNB Co-op. Hidayat is our, I would say, expert in the Sharia space. And lastly, Malik, who's a good friend and also a partner of a law firm. So the composition of the team is very regional. And then on the right, you see some of the corporations that we have worked for, and Mercatus is actually my first fund out of Singapore, which I started in 2006, and we exited the fund in 2013. Next slide, please. So the target sectors, for those of you who are, whether are students or entrepreneurs listening in, Ficus is a new fund, so we are at our investment stage. When you approach a VC, it's important to know that usually VC will have a fund and the fund has a life. If you approach the VC at the tail end of their fund, they will entertain you because it is our duty to see as many startups as we can. But we have probably no fund to invest in, so you will be just wasting your time. You want to approach VC who are just fresh with their funds. So first 3 to 4 years is our investment period. 4th year onwards is a divestment period, which means whatever I invest in a company, I am supposed to sell it to the next buyer, right? Whether it is to the bigger VC, to an individual, IPO, listing, merger and acquisition, we have to already look for that. So the areas that we invest in, logistic, green tech, basically it will be tech, underlying is tech, but we're a bit industry agnostic. But we do see that these 8 sectors are the growing trend. And when do we invest in, at what stage? Earlier, I mentioned that we don't invest in ideas. We need to see that you already have a proof of concept. If you're a product company, you must show us that you already have a prototype and there are customers intending to buy your products. If you're services, people have used your services. There is a product market fit. So we will come in at the seed stage, pre-series A, all the way to series B, and the ticket size is minimum 500K to up to 5 million. So these are the areas we invest in, the ticket size and the stage of your company. So right now, if you're a student and you have an idea, while you can approach me, I won't be wearing my VC hat. I'll be wearing my angel investor hat and say that, okay, maybe you have a good idea. This is how you can do it. And I can put in some personal money to invest in your idea, right? Next slide, please. So in a venture capital, we are professional investment managers. So we have a process. So if you're saying that you send a deck to me, and typically this is the mistake of most founders, they send a deck to me via LinkedIn or via my colleagues. Then 3 days later, they ask me, have you decided to invest? I guess this is not just going to the Pasar Malam and buying vegetables. We need to basically, first, we have many people asking us to invest. So we have choices. This is fact number 1. We can't make a decision in 3 days. A typical investment process for a VC, especially during this pandemic, we can't really go and meet people, is between 3 to 6 months, right? Fastest we have done is probably 2.5 months. So we have pitches. Typically in a year, we look at 200 or 300 companies. Some, when we look at the first or 2 pages, is already, not a good fit. So if you are looking for investors, you have to do research on the investors and who you are pitching to. What I found is that many founders, just take it for granted. If you want the money from someone, you need to basically understand, the person or the company itself. So important is to understand which area we invest in at what stage. So I'm not going to run through all these details on the step by step of the investment, but basically we will the founders will actually pitch to my analysts, and if the analyst said it's good enough, it will come to my table. It will be pitching again, and we will ask you very difficult question, and whatever you put on a deck, If you say, I'm going to do 10 million projection, we will be asking very question where, tell me, how are you going to achieve that? Because execution is very important. And then finally, if we are happy with that, we will do due diligence and issue the term sheet, and then we have an investment committee. So if you look at the filtering strategy, there are many people looking for money, right? Everybody is saying they're good. So it's a matter of how good you are. And the best is, if you are so good, make it easy for the VC. Give us a comparison matrix. How are you better than your competitor? Then when I look at the comparison matrix, I can already convince myself that you're better, right? So when we look at 200 to 300 companies, but in a year, we basically just invest 5 to 10 companies. Next, please. So I'm going to share with you two companies that we just invested, and they're both a Malaysian company. First is actually Zepto. So Zepto is a logistic company. We have been mentoring the founders for a long time. So they are our first investment. So why we invest in them is because they've got a very solid technology. The founders team are very tech savvy, and we believe that logistic is an uptrend because especially during this pandemic, people who benefited are the e-commerce and the logistic company. When e-commerce actually boomed, the indirect beneficiary is actually logistic company, right? Next. So the next one is also a Malaysian company, but they are in the EV space, electric vehicle. So I'm proud to say that this is actually the Malaysia's IP. So the founder has been in the industry for a long time. So currently this EV bike is on the road in Malaysia, is JPJ approved. Why electric scooter? Why EV? Because the whole world is embracing ESG. Whether they like it or not, it is also peer pressure. And of course, we feel that this is a triple bottom line for us. It is a good product. It is with a good team. But whatever we do, we have basically, have got other impact as well. So we are, trying to do a little part to basically, protect the environment. So these are the two that we have invested. We have made announcement for Zepto. Aclimo announcement will be coming soon. So we are looking at, helping more Malaysian startups. So if you guys are, already have a company and you feel that you would like to talk to us, please reach out to us. Next slide, please. So this is the first fund of Ficus Fund, but this is basically when I shared that I had my first fund and my teammates also had their personal investment. So we're not just a very paper-based VC. Most of us are entrepreneurs to start with. So we look at things very, very differently. We just don't look at just your numbers. We look at how you execute. We look at how you handle your teams, your interaction with your customers. So the top part, the top row is basically Swee Yong's personal track record. When I say personal track record, means we put in our own money. So Hermo, some of you probably know, they are a beauty e-commerce store. Swee Yong was the first investor, and we exited by selling it to a Japanese arm, right? Unreal Mind was his own company, which is listed, PropWall, and recently Deliver It, which is actually acquired by Teleport, owned by AirAsia. The bottom row is my personal track record. So Hollister, Calltech, MedTech are two companies that I've invested and basically listed. Hollister Calltech is still listed. It's a Malaysian company listed in Australian Stock Exchange. Time Medical is actually a China-based company, and KPI Soft is actually a SaaS-based company that we have invested and also exited. Yeah. So these are the track records of the Ficus team. Next, please. So it's important that while we deploy money, with just money is not enough in today's world. You need, when you find an investor, you need to also look at if the investor is strategic, especially at early stage when you're looking for your angel investors. What you want is just not money. You want smart money, meaning you want mentorship, you want coaching from your investors. And these are the network that we as a team have actually sealed. When we invest in a company, we have the ability to bring them to the region. For example, Asia CEO community, I happen to also be the investors, and in the community itself, we've got about 13,000 CEOs across Asia. So any activity that we do, we can always reach out to them. And of course, recently we also tie up with partnerships with UPM, Antis, which is Malaysian based, and hopefully we can do more with UNITA. So I've actually, said yes to supporting UNITA, especially in mentoring some of their students who wants to consider entrepreneurship as a career, right? Next. I think I'm almost at the end. Yeah, so that's basically about the work I do and the two hats that I wear as an angel investor and a VC. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rina Neo. Thank you so much. And thank you to all the three panelists earlier. And our next session will be on a Q&A. So let me check on the Q&A. The first question is... Right, the first question, may I address it to Ms. Rina Neo. What kind of business does Ficus Venture Capitalist interested in?
I think basically I shared that we basically invest in tech, but we are the 8 industries that we look at: green tech, logistics. If you are a restaurant, definitely is not, but you're saying that you run a F&B business, but like a cloud kitchen, maybe we can consider. But we generally look at technology company that's easy to scale. Yeah, private equity in Malaysia, the famous one is Credor. So they have actually invested in brands like Bonia, Mr. DIY. They love distribution, right? Mm-hmm. They love physical. They invest in hospitals, like basically more infrastructure, more brick and mortar businesses. So for us, technology, it has to be technology to be Sharia compliant. In fact, most technology are Sharia compliant, or most is Sharia unless it is proven haram. So we don't invest in gambling. Most VCs don't. Yeah. So the 8 sectors, we will be publishing the sectors on our website, which is currently under construction. But yeah.
Right. Thank you. Next question will be to Puan Nohazrin. Sorry, Mr. Encik Shahidan. What is the profit rate for financing at the moment? SME Bank.
This is a very general question because every financing based on case to case basis, depend on what type of financing, whether this is a equipment financing or asset financing or working capital. I would say that at this juncture during this pandemic, we have the cheapest in town around 3.5%. That one is under program financing, but under general under, let's say, beyond after pandemic, normal financing rate is around BFR plus 0 to BFR plus 2%. So BFR plus 0 up to BFR plus 2%. So currently in SME Bank, BFR 6.2%.
All right, thank you, Encik Shahidan. Next question is from Encik Azwan Adam, addressed to Ms. Rina Neo. He asked, is there any differences between practice of Islamic venture capital in Malaysia and Singapore?
As I know of, there's none in Singapore unless I'm outdated. But basically, we look at 2 things: the activity of the companies, right? But it doesn't mean that if we are a Sharia compliant company, we cannot invest in a business run by a Chinese or Indian, right? It's basically just the structuring, like interest rate and all this. So first we look at the activity. It's not haram, right? Most VCs in technology space, all tech is considered, unless you're in a gaming space. So So I don't think the fundamentals are any different, even if there is a Chinese fund who practice this, right? So I don't see there's any difference in that fundamental law, because we have to be guided by a Sharia advisor. So if there is a doubt, we will go to the Sharia advisor for advice. Because some things like, for example, esports, do you consider it sports or gaming? Because people are, people can bet on esports. Esports is a tournament, so there's a gray area to it, right? But when in doubt, obviously, Malaysia has one of the best, pool of Sharia scholars. In fact, some say it's better than the MENA region. So we always, have to be guided by them.
All right, thank you. The next question is from Encik Muhammad Ishaq. I think it's to Miss Rina Neo also. He asks, if VC or angel investors decide to fund a company, what happens when the company doesn't do well? And what kind of support besides money an entrepreneur would get when his or her business gets funded? Over to you, Ms. Rina.
Okay, so if you are, depending on what is the stage of your company, if you are just having an idea and this is the first time I'm investing. So I'll just take an example of a real case, right? So I personally invested in the chocolate company. So it started with a Malaysian couple dreaming to build the best chocolate brand. And they asked me, is it possible for a Malaysian chocolate company to at least have a chance to be a brand? So I invested. It was basically from ground zero. When you invest in idea, there's always chances of the company not doing well. But I think coming back to your question, it is the risk that the investors take. But I have also seen investors basically asking the company to refund or asking the entrepreneurs to refund if you don't do well. In the case of a professional investors, we understood the risk that we take, right? Even if you buy shares on the market, there's no guarantee even the blue chips, will give you a return, right? Unless it's empty. So a professional angel investors or VC, if the company doesn't do well, basically in the contract, unless it's criminal, we can't basically sue you or put you in jail if it is a business condition like COVID. Many companies are not able to survive. So I think while it is our responsibility to help keep the companies afloat or actually make the company thrive, we are not, we're not magicians. There's certain things we can't do. But what is good if when you find a strategic investors, that means not a passive investors, not a silent investors, you are guided along the way. So a more experienced person will tell you, hey, there's a bomb in front of you, don't go and try to jump over it or step on it, because they have done it before. Finding a good angel investors and is as difficult as us angel investors trying to find a good entrepreneur to invest in. While I notice many accelerators and many people are trying, with many programs, trying to teach entrepreneurs how to raise fund, how to build a company, many companies are still not funded because we don't have a great pool of angel investors or investors to support these ideas. Why Silicon Valley is so thriving? Because every idea gets supported. Because Silicon Valley had a great technology start. We have PayPal, Google, everyone, the pioneer employees of all these tech companies are at least millionaires. And they have seen the growth, they have tasted it, while Asia is just catching up. So what I really want to do, and when I spoke to UNITA, is that if you want UNITA students to get support and funding, what you need to do, any of the universities should reach out to their alumni who are already entrepreneurs or successful entrepreneurs, get them back to support the fellow students, because they have done business. What I felt the disjoint was in the ecosystem is that startup people always mix with the startup people. But if you have a good idea, you need to sell your ideas not just to the investors, because you need to sell your ideas to potential customers, right? If you have a good business, and people buy from you and you have cash flows, why do you need to raise money? Raising money means you're still trying to prove that the business model works, right? So I think in that sense, I urge founders who are trying to raise funds. It's good that you attend all the events and hopefully people will just say, I'm interested in you. But if you want someone's money hard enough, you have to look for it. You have to hunt down who are the investors that, understand your business. If you want Rina to invest in you, you should actually do a due diligence or research or stop me and see what I have invested in. If any of you noticed, my personal portfolios, 50% of it is in education because I'm passionate about education. If you bring a company that is education-based, at least I will have interest to listen to you. But if you bring let's say fashion, for example, even if it is a good business, I will not have any value add. Besides buying nice clothes, I have no clue about fashion, right? So if I'm a good investor, I will tell you straight away, I have no value add except money, right? I hope I answered the question.
All right, thank you. The next question goes to Miss Rina Neo also. How much venture capital is involved in the daily operations of the company that they invested in?
Obviously, it is very tiring to be involved in someone's operation. We typically don't take a majority stake because it is the founder's baby. They should run it. Where we come in is when we see a gap. So when we invest in, typically the first 3 to 6 months, we would like to take a very more active position in terms of advising them what to do. But if we are not someone who basically asks you every morning to report what you do, what we expect is a monthly reporting. Why? Because if we do not have a feel of the pulse of the company, and 6 months later you come to us with, most of the times like we are running out of money. So if I don't know what is happening, I can't help you. So why we want a more interaction is because, we are investors. So, treat us like a family as well. So if you have issues, whether it's the business issues or is it personal challenges, because it's very difficult to run a company, right? I encourage you to speak up to your investors because it's their responsibility to help you, all right? They may not give you a solution, but at least they can give you options. They are part of the company, so the investors have to do their duty as well. And as VCs, that I said, why do we work so hard to build the network around Asia? Because companies that we invest in, for example, at Climo, we're helping them to expand to different regions. Why? Because when you make $10, right, you make 9, we make 1. So it's our motivation to actually grow the company. So please do not be shy if you have an investor already there. Make sure your investors work equally hard as well.
Right, thank you. Following question also to Rina Neo. I think a lot of questions to you. As an investor, how do you analyze or deal with risks when investing?
I guess risk comes with the stages of the company, for example. So if I'm investing in an idea as an angel investor, it's basically the person, the team, right? You can now hire people to do the business plan for you. You can hire a good accountant to do a projection for you. But we are seasoned enough. We've paid a lot of tuition fees to basically ask questions in many different ways. If you're not the one doing it, I will know. And an idea remains an idea or a dream if you do not know how to execute it. Of course, when we invest in, for example, Mr. DIY, for example, or any of the more mature companies, it's already a proven business model. That's why risk is much lower. But because it's a proven business model, we have to pay a higher premium to it, right? I could invest in a early stage company at a valuation of maybe 1 million ringgit, but a mature company, I'll probably have to pay 50 million ringgit. So 1 million ringgit valuation, if I put 100,000, I got 10% of the company. If I put 100,000 into a company that's valued at 50 million, it will be like 0 point whatever, right? So everything comes with a risk, and how we assess it, if I'm wearing an angel investor hat, is really the person itself. Because everything else, if you give me a 5-year projection, is actually BS, because you're plucking from sky. If you can give me a 1-year projection and say you follow the plan, these 12 months, I'm focused on doing this, I'm already very happy. If you're a mature company, I would expect that you have a good management team, a good scalable plan in it, right? So at which stage we assess the company, is an art and science. But I would say early stage is really about the person, very much, understanding if the person has grit. Is he like, hangat-hangat tahi ayam, something that the startup ecosystem has to probably relook and re-examine is that a lot of entrepreneurs like to call themselves serial entrepreneur. So in one year, they can be a startup founder of 3 different companies. And my answer to this is basically, I want to invest in someone who is 1000% focused on his or her idea. If I invest in your company A, would you give up company B or C? Because you can't be doing so many things as a founder.
All right, thank you, Miss Rina. Next question is to Puan Nur Hazrin, PUNB. Is PUNB interested in funding entrepreneurs in the cottage industry?
All right. Thank you for the question. Yes, PUNB also, apart from retailing, distribution, and others, okay, we also interested in cottage industry, provided the business is legal, right, and with good track records. Okay, so you can start small, right? So improve your business, keep track of your records. That's very important, because whenever you want to get financing from the agencies, so the most important thing is they want to see whether your business is viable or not, and what is the needs for the business to do. So for this question, yes, we also open for cottage industry, but again, it must be legalized and with proper, we want to see the track record as possible.
Right. Following question also to Puan Nur Hazrin. What sectors of the economy should I be prioritizing on to gain an advantage over competitors in the early stages?
Oh, okay. All right. This is my personal view. Okay. For me, based on my experience, okay, it depends on the individual. Okay. So how strong are you in your marketing side, your initiative, and some of it? Because I cannot say that if you jump into this business, you will get profit and whatsoever. Okay. Because whatever it is, this is business is always you have to focus on the what is the problem that you want to solve in your area, in your community, and whatsoever. So with that, I've seen a lot. Some people, they are jump into the hardware industry. Okay, so some people fail, some people get very good profit and good business expansion, 2 or 3 outlets, and some they are at the lower down level or very low stage, or still at this stagnant stage. All right. So what my advice is, you have to always look at do your business model canvas. Okay. So you have always be quick react to the changes of the current situation. Perhaps now we are in the COVID situation. So in 2020 March, so all our business closed. So everybody panicked. So business go down. And what should you do? Okay, so later on, all the business industry, they adapt to the culture. Okay, so they know what to do. So now everybody go to online business. Okay, and I think now online transaction sales is much more higher than before. Okay, so that's what I said. You have to always focus what are the problems that you want to solve, and always do your business model canvas. Always change your strategy, adapt to the current situation and current market. That's my advice. With this, I cannot say that you jump into this industry is very profitable and whatsoever. No, okay, but you have to always go make your study, comparison, and also focus. Focus is very important. What you want to solve the problem of your customer, and then do your currently your business model canvas to adapt and adopt to the current market.
All right, thank you, Puan. The following question to PMB also from Cik Azwan Adam. In practicing Sharia governance, does PUNB develop their own Sharia governance practice or based on Sharia governance policy of Bank Negara?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
The question is, in practicing Sharia governance, does PUNB develop their own Sharia governance practice or is it based on the Sharia governance policy of the Bank Negara?
Yeah, it goes together. And for internally, we also have our own Sharia committee with a selected personnel, okay, the authorized one, which if we have new policies or any business which is not relevant to Sharia or the investment side is quite confused, they will refer to our Sharia committee. We did have it.
Right.
We have a numbers of Sharia committee, about 5 or 6 members.
Okay, thank you. To Encik Shahidan, this is another question that I wanted to ask to Encik Shahidan of SME Bank. What is your advice to digital entrepreneurs in managing their finances?
Very good question. Okay. My advice, this is my personal advice, to be successful and sustainable in any business or in any industry. It doesn't matter whether digital entrepreneur or traditional entrepreneur or businessman. One must comply with the regulations set by the government, such as license, annual, incorporation, the business, or this is we're talking about SME, and then income tax or whatever. We must comply. This is number one. In order to do that, the business need to have a proper record and transaction. So when they have the passion or drive to comply with the government, automatically they will have to prepare the proper transaction and documentation. When they have proper record on their business transaction, the company know whether their revenue is correctly documented or recorded, or exact business profit, either business dia run at profit or at loss, and then whether they charge expenses too high ke, all they can do, they can check from the transaction. When they have a proper financial statement, from there they will know whether what the cost cutting measure that they can implement, and when they have a proper record to expand within a short time or short term, they need bank financing. If they 100% rely on their business transaction or business revenue, they will take, let's say, 5 years to reach a certain level. If they have proper record and they want to expand and they take the opportunity now, they can straight away go to the bank for financing or venture capital or PUNB. So when they have this financial support from financial institution, their business expansion can be shortened within 1 year or 2 years. They can boom to their target numbers. So when they have a proper record, again, they will go to the bank. It is easy for the bank to evaluate and assess their application. So this is very important for any entrepreneur, whether traditional or digital. This is my advice.
All right, thank you. I think I've got another 4 more minutes. Let me ask this question to Encik Shahidan also. In your experience, Encik Shahidan, okay, what could possibly be the reasons for an application not to be successful?
Again, another good question. Okay, in any bank, including SME bank, it's not that it's not good to say lah. We rejected a lot because we have a strong reason to it. Because not every application, when come 10 application, we approve 10. No, lah, because there are some eligibility criteria that we need to assess. Common reason why bank decline or reject any application, first thing first is the customer or the SME that apply the facility is not eligible at all. Contoh, in SME bank, the customer or SME that come to us must be majority or 51% Malaysian shareholders. But when they come to us, shareholder is a non-Malaysian, let's say Singaporean or Thailand, more than 51%. Of course, 51%. Of course, it's not eligible. And then one more thing is non-Sharia compliant company involved in liquor, gambling. This is automatically we reject upfront. Some customer come from avoid industry. So there are few industry that the bank, it's not just SME bank, another commercial bank also they reject. They have their own industry or negative list of customer, such as customer involved in wastage, pollution, non-Sharia compliant as well. Number two is the financial performance of the company is not that strong. The revenue, the cash flow generation from the company is not sufficient or sufficient enough to pay the bank commitment. Let's say the company is two ringgit company, and then the sale only 100,000 per annum. The request to the bank is 100 million. So any bank will automatically reject lah, or they have to look in detail why they request such amount lah. And number three is a track record. If the company come to us, they have a adverse record with other bank, such as winding up petition, bankruptcy, summon from government or summon from whatever. So of course we are unable unless there is settlement letter or negotiation letter. Number four is insufficient or incomplete document. For certain applications such as contract financing, we normally request more document than the normal company lah, because we need to know more on the cash flow, the awarder, who is the awarder, who is the supplier, who is the main contractor, and so on. So we need a more or additional document than usual. So some customer, they are unable to provide such significant or important document to us. So within certain days or within 14 days, if we not receive that document, we normally close the application. That's the most common one, the most common one.
All right, thank you so much to Encik Shahidan. Well, again, we come to the end of session 2. Once again, I want to thank Ms. Rina Neo, Ms. Cik Shahidan, and so Puan Nur Hazrin for the sharing made for session 2. After this, we have got the session 3. We have another 3 more panelists, none other than Dr. Aida, Ms. Lena Cik Muhammad Azmin, and Ms. Marlina Rais. So do stay tuned, stay on. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Encik Hanif.
Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. A very good evening to all. Thank you for staying with us. Welcome to the third session of today's forum, Building Future Digital Entrepreneur. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone for staying with us for the rest of the day today. And I would like to welcome everyone to our forum and to our third session. Now, my name is Jasriza Jasin, and I am your moderator for today's session. The third session is a very special one indeed. Present today with me are the three amazing successful womenpreneurs. They are here to share their inspiring story and how do they become a successful womanpreneur in this digital transformation area. May their story inspire others to become one. But before we dive into the panel introduction, just a quick housekeeping to everyone. You can actually post your question in the chat box or comment below, and our admin will help to capture your question and we will address your question later. And at the end of this session, there will be quiz, and the winner will be rewarded with a cash reward. Great. Now, let us start with the panel introduction. Let's first welcome our first panelist, which is Dr. Aida Azmi. Dr. Aida is a professional food technologist, Una Cafe, founder and a lecturer at University Technology Mara. Second panelist is Miss Liana Cik Mat Azim, founder of Dr. Kayu Network. Welcome, Miss Liana. Assalamualaikum, Dr. Aida. Yeah. Okay. And the last panelist today is Miss Liana Rais, a womanpreneur selling power hijab and scarf. Right. A little bit background of each of our panelists today so that we can get to know each one of them more. So Dr. Aida. Dr. Aida is actually a PhD holder in food and enzyme biotechnology from UPM. She was an advisor of Persatuan Teknologi Makanan in UiTM. She was a program coordinator in the Faculty of Applied Science UiTM and also the head of Innovation and Creativity UiTM. As an academician and entrepreneur, she has won numerous awards and recognition both local and global for her work. Congratulations, Dr. Aida.
Thank you, Faiza. Alhamdulillah.
For our second panelist, Miss Liana Cik Mat Azim, our Dr. Kayu. Miss Liana Azim is the founder and CEO of Dr. Kayu Network, which she founded and established it in 2016. She has huge interest in work, in which she started with a hobby, and she started to refurbish disposed pieces of furniture, turning them to custom-made product that meet customer taste and specification. In addition, Miss Liana is the Youth and Sport Assistant Officer at Youth and Sport Department. And prior to this, she was in the Rakan Muda section and then at the Director General Office of the same department. One of her key responsibilities here is to manage online marketing campaign, driving brand awareness, engagement, and traffic to social media page. Welcome, Miss Liana.
Hi.
Hi. Alhamdulillah. Right. Our last panelist and the third panelist today, Miss Marlina Rais. Miss Marlina Rais is a Johorian but currently resides in Pahang. She started working from an early age of 18 as a clerk in a legal firm. Throughout her entrepreneurial life, she has sold various products ranging from cake, kain batik, custom jewelry, cosmetic, before she started her own digital business selling hijab and scarf via FB and Instagram platform. Apa khabar, Puan Marlina, Cik Marlina? Hope everything is okay. Okay, thank you to all panelists. Yeah. So we will start the first session. This is just a sembang-sembang santai. So the aim of today's session or the third session is just to share and listen to your stories on how you build up your business and career as an entrepreneur in this digital business. So we hope that your stories, right, your experience would be able to inspire everyone to become one and to create success on their own. So we will start our session with Dr. Aida.
Okay. Shall I share my screen now? Okay. Can you see my screen? All right. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, thank you so much to UNITA for inviting me. So this is, I will just go very brief about my company and myself. So my company is Fairfood Industries. Wait, need to do like this, right? Okay, wait, let me do a few setup. All right, okay, my company name is Fairfood Industries. Okay. So this is about myself. I'm a senior lecturer in UiTM since 2012. But at the same time, I'm also the founder of Una Coffee, actively involved with industry as a consultant for food product to do R&D for food product and also for halal certification as well as other certification. I enjoy doing community service. Since 2014, I went to Indonesia for community service and then still continue doing it in Malaysia. And I love to make new friends. So hi and selamat berkenalan to all of you. So these are some of my achievement. I'm glad that I got my PhD before 30. And then I actively involved in industry, as I told you before, a few companies like Bernas, Ayamas, Peladang Pahang, Nasi Bambu Sungai Kelah, and so on is among my company. I created product for them. And then in 2015, I managed to go to, selected to represent Malaysia for ES Forum in Japan for 2 months. And then last year, I was selected to join Leaders in Innovation Fellowship in the UK. Right, in 2019, I founded Fairfood Industries for Una Coffee. All right, and I also have my own travelogue written together with my students for our community service. So these are my cycle actually, and about Fairfood, we are actually innovating and also market functional food products. Right, functional food means it's a daily product that we take every day, but it has a very good properties for our health, right? And normally healthy foods synonym to unappealing taste. You feel like, oh, tak sedap lah kan? So it is our responsibility to make it a nice product to eat, right? So this is our vision, mission, and our tagline, your perfect choice. So basically, this is our product. We have 3 SKU. We have Insatiate, and we have new concept which is ready to mix. So I just play a bit short video about our product.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Hari ini kita nak bercakap mengenai kopi. Tahukah anda kopi merupakan minuman kedua popular di dunia selepas air kosong. Mengikut fakta yang direkodkan, sebanyak 2.25 cawan kopi diminum setiap hari di seluruh dunia. Justru mengambil kira trend yang amat merangsangkan itu, pensyarakanan bahagian Sains dan Teknologi Makanan Fakulti Sains Gunaan Universiti Teknologi Mara UiTM, Dr. Aida Firdaus Muhammad Nur Azmi mencabar diri untuk terjun dalam bidang perniagaan yang berasaskan kopi. Malahan beliau turut melakukan inovasi dengan menghasilkan kopi pracampuran yang berprotein tinggi dan mengandungi vitamin dan dinamakan sebagai Una Coffee. Katanya inovasi minuman kopi itu direka sebagai pemangkin tenaga selain memberikan kesegaran yang mampu membuatkan pengguna menjadi fokus dan peka. Kerana protein yang tinggi dalam gula kopi memberikan rasa kenyang berpanjangan. Malah, ia juga mempunyai kandungan kafein yang rendah iaitu sekitar 80mg bagi setiap hidangan berbanding kebanyakan produk kopi lain. Gula nano juga digunakan sebagai pemanis dalam minuman ini yang mana kandungan kalori dan juga indeks glisemek GI rendah serta digunakan dalam kuantiti yang sedikit.
Okay, so that's a little bit about Una, and now we have come out with a new packaging in a gift box. So a set of 5 bottles. Okay, so some our stories have been covered in few newspapers, television, radio, and also website in the UK, as well as 5 years anniversary book of Leaders in Innovation Fellowship Program. So Alhamdulillah, we had achieved all this in these 2 years since 2019. So this is our latest achievement where we got gold medal for IDEX and also gold medal for RISE International Award, international competition, and we won special award, best of the best, Alhamdulillah. So these are among our achievement, and I also actively involved with outside funding, of course, to find financial support for our business to grow to the next level. All right, and actually, how do we started? I will tell you later on, maybe. So this is some of our product, right? So the best thing about our product is actually Una Coffee Latte. It gives you energy without having problem with palpitation due to caffeine overdose or gastric or even migraine. And for our mocha, it is good for your gut health as it contains prebiotic. And due to our innovation, which is ready to mix, you just need to add cold water and shake it so you can have it less than 1 minute. And these are some of the comparison in terms of caffeine content as to compare with other products in the market, and also in terms of calorie. And here are some feedback. Alhamdulillah, we got very positive feedback in terms of energy, in terms of the sense of fullness, and so on. Okay, I just go very brief, and this is our new event, right? We had MOU signed with UiTM for Students Entrepreneurship Program. These are some of the agenda, which is jana pendapatan tanpa sedar dan tanpa modal. Of course, it is all done through digitalization. And recently, we had MOU signed with Agent to You, where we will tackle women, specifically for women empowerment program. And soon, inshallah, we're going to have collaboration with OKU. I think that's all from me. This is just some few photos of Una Coffee with others. So thank you so much for the brief introduction.
Alhamdulillah, very interesting. Dr. Aida, as an academician and successful womanpreneur who founded Una Coffee, can you just share with us your journey becoming founder of Una Coffee?
Okay, so basically it is very interesting. As some people, they become entrepreneur because they want to be entrepreneur. Yes, I do want to become an entrepreneur, but at that time, it is not my intention to be entrepreneur at that time. It's actually, I feel like Una Coffee is a dreams come true, because I was actually asked by our VC, current VC, who is previously my ex-boss. So she asked me to create actually special coffee for UiTM. So that is actually the main intention. So I start to do my market research, I start to go for conferences and looking for what are the latest trend on coffee. And then when I presented to our previous VC at that time, our VC said, Dr. Aida, you have to create one company and do startup. I was like, but Prof, I don't want to start business. I still want to teach. I said, no. For this product, you need to start your startup. So that is how actually I started. But once I started the journey, I really love it. I mean, I'm very passionate about it, and I take it seriously.
Yeah, you have good support from the university and the people around you, Alhamdulillah. And how and who had actually inspired you to become one other than the colleague and the university itself?
Okay. Actually, doing business is a sunnah. So Alhamdulillah, I have that intention. I want to follow the sunnah of Rasulullah SAW. And then, as you, I think everyone knows about the Sahabah, Abdurrahman Al-Auf. He is a very rich man during Sahabah time, and he is also a philanthropist. So I take him as my idol, where I want to do business because I want to help more people. I want to create more human capital to give, what was it, to touch people's life. And I think that's what makes me keeps going despite of my busy schedule and so on. Because I want to be a successful businessman, I want to give more. I think that's my intention.
Very inspiring. I even, when I have a look at some news about Una Coffee and you had actually built up and helped to assist many people who wanted to actually venture into business through the business model that you had, which is very interesting. So just to relate, a popular business quote by Wayne Huizenga, a prolific American business person and owner of Blockbuster Video. He said that some people dream of success, but while other people get up every morning and make it happen. And your coffee had actually wake me up every morning to try to survive and make things happen on my own. And interestingly, that I would like to know, every day you wake up and you make things happen, achieving more than what you had achieved yesterday. So can you please share with us your biggest achievement so far? And throughout your journey as an entrepreneur, businesswoman itself, had you been at the lowest point in your life in which you feel that you wanted to quit or you wanted to just stop? Or
Many times.
anything that you would like to quit? Yes.
Okay, thank you for the question.
Yes.
As for my biggest achievement as academician, I think of course I achieved my PhD. I obtained my PhD at the age of 29. For me, that's the biggest achievement, and I published paper which has been the top 25 papers most downloaded in the world. So and then as for business, until now, even though I still work as a full-time lecturer, but Alhamdulillah, we managed to make a sale like more than 60,000 bottles. So I think that's one of the quite a good achievement as for me, doing 2 jobs at a time, and we won few awards as you can see in these 2 years. We were selected as the finalist for Malaysia Commercialization Year, which is the prestigious competition, and also being selected to UK under the Newton Fund for Leaders in Innovation Fellowship Program. So, and then if you ask about failures, there are actually, even though I'm just 2 years, especially during PKP, okay, we have no sale at all. Due to the lockdown and so on. And after we everything going back to normal, we can continue our business. But still, there are a few other issues like I need to juggling with my time, and then the staff turnover is very high due to PKP, mobility, and so on. And I was thinking, should I just quit? But then I just asked myself, what do I actually want? So I said, no, I can't quit because there are many people relying on me and relying on Una Coffee. I mean, my team, our stockists, our agents, master stockists, and so on. So because of them, I'm still here. So I think that's my biggest why. I want to see everyone successful. So I can't quit.
Amazing. Amazing sharing, Dr. Aida. Well, meaning that during PKP, you had a negative or slow growth of your sale. So is this a point in which you decided to use digital platform to rebuild your business again? Can you share with us on your experience building Una Coffee and digital business?
Actually,
what is your experience?
That is correct, really correct, because that is the point where I actually look at into digitalization, because as you know, I'm a food technologist. I'm not a marketer, and I don't have any business background. So selling is not my forte. All right, I just know how to sell my ILEO. I mean, being a consultant to people, but not to sell. So the moment when there is PKP, we can't do any offline work. So I study on my own on how I can empower the Facebook, fully utilize my Facebook, IG, and at that time also TikTok. So Alhamdulillah, I try few methods like we go for FB ads, and that is where we managed to hit the highest sale actually when we fully utilize the digital platform. That's the best time to actually learn and explore something new.
You have to actually stumble into it and learn it while actually try to build up yourself. Yeah, very
It's
good.
like a
Now, my
blessing
last,
in disguise.
yes, blessing in disguise, correct. Okay, my last question before we move to the second panelist, and then we will come back to you on the question, because I have quite a number of questions that I can see here posted for you, Dr. Aida. Right, my last question, any advice from you to aspiring entrepreneur out there?
Okay, you only need actually one thing to be successful, and that one thing is actually you. That one thing is actually you. So know the reason you start, so you have no reason to stop. Just hold to your intention. My piece of advice. Thank you.
Good advice. We have to believe in ourselves to do it.
Yes, indeed. So it just takes you to be successful.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Aida, for your sharing. Very interesting. We will come back to you afterwards. Okay, after the second sharing with Cik Miss Liana, Cik Mat Azim. So that is with Dr. Aida, and we have on screen today now is Cik Liana Azim, our Dr. Kayu. Cik Liana, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, good. Getting better. Pagi dah ni kan. Okay, bagi everyone.
Right. Now, I'm going to go through the questions so that we can get to know more about you, your product, your success story, right? So that everyone would benefit from your experience and your journey becoming a successful entrepreneur in the wood industry, right? Now, Dr. Kayu, sir. Dr. Kayu Network is a very unique name with an authentic product based on wood. So how and when did you decide to become an entrepreneur?
Okay, Dr. Kayu student for build and design concept since 2016, and I started wood crafting as hobby. Actually, out of passion, making for things with my own hand before expanding to business. 2016 is just hobby, okay? And because of that, I became entrepreneur and built, because I want to build your imagination, my customer imagination, become reality, because I love to do custom things. That's why I decided to be an entrepreneur, actually, because I'm still working with the government. As you can, you told the audience just now, I'm still with the government as an assistant officer for sport and youth and sport. And yes, I choose to be entrepreneur because I want to build something for my customer and for everyone.
So you love Kayu. So other than the love in Kayu itself, who and what has inspired you to become an entrepreneur?
Honestly, I find love with working because of my father. Okay, what made Dr. Kayu sustain and grow because of the responsibility that I feel towards others. I want to help as much as people I can, especially during COVID-19 pandemic. People lost income, people lost hope, and I want to be there. I want to be there. That's what made Dr. Kayu different. What made Dr. Kayu different is I take a challenge, become a reality. Okay, this is what I want to give back to the community because of the people.
So meaning that you also allow people to build their business through your product.
Yes.
Interesting.
For
So you have your own
example,
reseller.
Yeah, yes. For example, right now, because we're promoting a gig workers, right? Promoting a gig workers. So everyone can do a design. If they don't have any machine or any machine, laser machine, actually, they can design and come to us and build build the product with us. Actually, that's what I'll do it right now because I want to contribute back to the community. Okay, for example, right now I'm showing my one of the art that we do. This khat tulis, we call it khat tulis, Surah Al-Ikhlas, and we started 2016, of course, but because of the pandemic, 2020, I changed my business model actually from custom furniture to laser wood product. This is one of the our product. Okay. And then we, for example, right now, my focus to develop, to empower young people to come and together with me, so that I can move forward to help everyone, to help everyone to sustain in during pandemic itself, actually. I after the pandemic, especially on October 2020, my sales dropped to 500 ringgit. Okay, my sales dropped to 500 ringgit, and I start I start to find to explore new things, to join a program, a training. And first training that I find is in Scan. Consists of 4 month training, coaching and training. The best part of joining this program, actually, Dr. Kayu sales increased 4,000%, and I become the success story of Scan. You know, 4,000%, from 500 to 4,000%. Yes, within 3 months, I do it. That's why. But as an owner, I need to change a losing game, because I know everyone we lost hope. I feel like hit by a rock, and I drop hit by rock. Okay, but I changed Dr. Kayu business model. Okay, my mindset get a new possibility so that we can sustain. My team can sustain, and I can help my team to ensure they have a salary for themselves. Because if I tutup Dr. Kayu, of course, sebab saya ada gaji, I have salary, I still working with the government. But what about my team? What about my staff? That's what make me still have a power, power of passion to move forward and get new as much as I can new opportunity from outside. Okay.
It's a responsibility that the entrepreneur or the businessman had to actually manage, in which they're not only that you are responsible to yourself, you are responsible to the business, responsible to the community who love the product, and also responsible to the people who are actually working with us together, right?
Yes, yeah. I mean, because of as per what Dr. Aida said just now, it's yourself. You yourself need to change. So if we think that plan cannot, we need to have 10 plan maybe. Maybe 1 plan is not enough. But to success, yes, you need to have a purpose. You need to have a passion. Failure tu biasa. I think biasa. Sebab saya rasa saya pun drop. Kalau ada yang satu time tu mungkin ada sales, yes, of course. But you need to move forward. Tengok depan, plan, organize balik, susun balik what we need to do, and the negativity, of course, kena letak kat tepi dulu, put aside first, and then yes, you can you need to expand, okay, to promoting your product, because my product is more like desire, you know, it's not a needs. Bukan coffee.
What the range of product that you have at Dr. Kayu?
We have our focus right now is wall clock. You know, previously I used to make a custom stand frame. You know, custom stand frame. But after a while, I collect the data, consumer data from my customer, where I get they need more. That's why I improvise my design. I add up accessories like clock movement. So when I add up one accessory on my design, so yes, the market is boom. You know, that's why right now Dr. Kayu focus on wall clock, Ukiran Kayu laser, jam dinding Ukiran Kayu laser. That's why our tagline right now is your number one choice of custom wall clock. Itu our tagline sekarang.
And that is the specialty of the product of your kayu.
Yes. You know what? And after 3 months, first try out that I do it for Ukiran Kayu jadi jam dinding ni. I try for EPL product. Orang bila suka ni, people love football. So I start with the EPL. You can see at my bag, Manchester, we have Liverpool, we have Arsenal, we have EPL. So for 3 months, I told myself, then yes, it's boom. 4,000%. And I start to, why I choose to change, to get a new opportunity, I digitalize my product and brand, you know. Previously, saya punya method, a normal method like marketing mouth to mouth, I do a furniture.
Conventional one.
Very conventional. And then after that hit bottom, then yes, I tell my team, no, we need to have to come up with a product to digitalize the product, to digitalize our brand, so people know when you look at what clock, customer clock a day, they will remind, okay, Dr. Kayu, customer clock, Dr. Kayu. So that's we promoting right now.
So I did read an article about you in Astro Awani Online. Hampir gulung tikar, usahawan ini nekat ubah nasib dengan ceburi perniagaan digital, which is published this year in 2021. So I'm assuming that this is the turning point in which you decided that digital business is the way forward for you to success in this business. How do you find susah tak untuk you first counter to start? Sebelumnya we know that business is about big wall. You need to have a shop. You know, you have, as what you mentioned just now, you have to tell people, do marketing, you can add flyers and everything. But now things are different. How different it is when you do business in the digital transformation area?
After I digitalized my product, I mean a small product, I decided to make a small product so easier to pack, easier to use a courier. So when I choose to digitalize, first I start to have a website, a domain. I choose a platform. I do a research, a few platforms like Odesini, we have OnPay, we have Yeza, but I choose Odesini as a platform, digitalized, because I don't want to build a website, because I need to have a full, I need to have a lot of skill on developing a website. Then I choose a platform that ready in the market, that can I put up my product inside that platform and I sell. And yes, I used to learn. I go to training to enhance my skill on advertising. I focus on Facebook, I focus on Instagram, and now I focus on TikTok. And right now we have about 20k followers in TikTok actually. So it's previously like I said just now, we do a conventional advertising and we do a conventional mouth to mouth. So I see a 360 change because I digitalized my product, you know, and it's very easy because when you do advertising, okay, if people go to your landing page and read down all the info and they click buy and submit to our system and we do delivery. It's simple as that, you know. Kalau you need to go to your customer house to measure, do all you need to apply for you need to apply for the management approval. There's a lot of things. So no, right now after I focus on digital my product, and yes, it's much easier and much simple, and we can come up with the SOP so that our team can follow, and inshallah after this our reseller can follow too. Yeah.
Interesting to learn that is actually another platform that we can use for digital business. I myself am not familiar with some of this digital platform, and it was interesting that I can learn a lot from you. So thank you, Liana. And all right, well, the time is not on our side. So what is the final piece of advice that you would like to share with the audience today on how to become entrepreneur?
Okay.
Any do, any don't.
Create your own purpose and passion into what you are doing. Innovate new things, move forward, and get inspired from other people's success story. Be yourself, and the future is now. And don't forget, do marketing, test on customer that you already have. Move everything online because we are on pandemic. Invest in social media ads and also run exclusive deal and offer. Itu ya I can share to you guys.
But it has to start from a passion.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And you.
Correct. Thank you, Ms. Lena, for the sharing. Inshallah, we'll meet you again after the third panelist, and we have some questions for you posted by the audience. Thank you, Ms. Liana.
Okay, thank you.
Right. So we are moving forward. We're going to meet our third panelist, Cik Marlina Rais. Cik Marlina is a Johorian in which she had actually embarked herself in digital business, selling various items, and one of the popular items that she is selling is Kekabu scarf. Okay, a scarf with the brand of Kekabu. Assalamualaikum, Miss Marlina. Say hi.
Waalaikumsalam. Alhamdulillah sihat. Dengar ke?
Alhamdulillah, very clear.
Okay.
Cik Marlina,
Alhamdulillah sihat.
as I walked through your
Yes, saya.
profile, I was amazed to learn that you started your business pada umur yang amat muda. Okay, you work from the early age pada umur yang muda, and then you have passion dalam doing business. You do a lot of businesses daripada menjual kek, kain batik. Almost I can see banyak perniagaan yang Cik Marlina sendiri dah ceburi. Jadi,
betul.
And boleh tak Cik Marlina kongsi dengan penonton semua macam mana Cik Marlina bermula dengan melibatkan diri dalam perniagaan?
Okey. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okey, saya Marlina binti Rais. Saya sekarang ni saya berada di Jemka Pahang. Okey, terutama sekali saya nak berterima kasih pada Unita Digital Entrepreneur kerana menjemput saya untuk salah seorang jemputan lah petang ni. Alhamdulillah. Saya nervous sebenarnya. Okey, so sekarang ni permulaan saya berniaga first macam-macam. Sebelum saya buat kek pun sebenarnya macam-macam saya jual. Semua barang orang lah saya jual. Last kali saya decide untuk belajar buat kek, then saya beli oven apa semua. Masa tu memang agak struggle. Dan alhamdulillah saya berterima kasih juga dekat mak mertua saya Sebab mak mertua saya banyak bantu saya dan juga arwah mak saya. Mak saya banyak bagi sokongan dan mak mertua saya banyak bagi dorongan juga, dan dia mak mertua saya sanggup spend untuk spend something untuk saya buat kek. Okay, so saya buat kek apa semua, saya jual, saya letak dekat kedai, apa benda semua. Jadinya sampai satu tahap saya macam saya rasa sebab saya ada problem kesihatan lah, dari segi kesihatan, so saya tak boleh teruskan buat kek. Jadinya saya decide saya nak back to jual semula produk orang. So itu yang sebelum saya jual ke Kabu, tudung bawal ke Kabu pun macam-macam yang saya jual. Kain batik macam yang tadi Puan cakap, kain batik, lepas tu saya buat main kutu. Kain batik tu saya buat main kutu tau. So saya cari beberapa orang untuk join kutu dengan saya apa semua. Lepas tu saya jual biskut kuih raya, macam-macam lah. Apa saja yang saya rasa saya boleh buat duit, saya jual macam tu. So lastly saya berpeluang jual tudung bawal ke Kabu. Kira sebelum tu saya jual produk Mary Kay, produk kosmetik. Senang cerita, macam saya cakap tadi lah, apa je yang saya rasa saya boleh buat duit, semua saya jual. Kan? Okay, so sekarang ni
hero to hero, how you build up you punya business daripada tak ada apa-apa, selling other people item, and you have your own digital business using the platform that we have now, which is alhamdulillah mengagumkan untuk kita belajar daripada apa yang Cik Marlina kongsi. Jadi Cik Marlina, sebelum Cik Marlina sendiri berkecimpung dalam perniagaan ni, ada tak siapa-siapa yang sebenarnya memberi inspirasi kepada Cik Marlina untuk terjun ke dalam bidang perniagaan? Because kita tahu tak ramai yang berani sebenarnya untuk memulakan perniagaan ataupun berada dalam dunia perniagaan ni, because kita tahu selalunya orang akan cakap banyak onak dan duri yang kita perlu lalui dalam dunia perniagaan, and as what shared by Dr. Aida tadi, Dr. Kayu tadi, macam-macam yang they have to go through. Not only kita nak kena jaga diri kita, pekerja-pekerja kita, pelanggan kita. Jadi siapa yang menginspirasi Cik Marlina untuk berada di sini hari ini?
Yang betul-betul terinspirasi, yang betul-betul bagi saya inspirasi, mak saya sendiri dan juga mak mertua saya. So maksudnya dua orang insan istimewa bagi saya ni, memang kata orang sangat-sangat memberi saya impact yang dalam untuk saya. Maksudnya saya nak cakap saya memang kalau kata saya diberi peluang ada mak lain, saya tak nak. Macam tu lah dia punya rasa kan. Kalau saya diberi peluang untuk ada mak lain, saya tak nak. Saya nak dua orang je. So tapi sebenarnya daripada mak dan mak mentua saya, ramailah yang macam especially suami saya, anak-anak, lepas tu family saya, adik-beradik dan suami, lepas tu makcik saya sendiri yang ada dekat Johor sekarang. Jadi maksudnya kat saya, kalau maksudnya di sekeliling saya ni sebenarnya ramai yang positif, ramai yang memberi semangat, yang membantu saya sebenarnya, ramai sangat. So kalau saya nak berterima kasih dekat diorang satu persatu, memang kata orang memang bertahun-tahun pun memang tak habis macam tu lah. So saya juga saya tak pandai buat kuih tau. Tapi saya duduk kat jengka, disebabkan nak duit, saya buat kuih. Saya pandai buat kuih. Sepandai buat kuih, sepandai buat nasi lemak, saya jual nasi lemak. Macam saya kata ya, apa saja yang saya rasa saya boleh, yang saya rasa saya boleh jual, saya jual. Macam tu. Tapi saya pergi belajar lah.
Rezeki untuk berjaya sebagai seorang peniaga itu adalah kita juga perlukan sokongan dan semangat sendiri untuk move forward dan belajar lebih berjaya, kan?
Betul.
Jadi sepanjang memulakan, melibatkan diri dalam perniagaan ni, ada tak keadaan di mana Cik Malina betul-betul berpuas hati dengan apa yang Cik Malina dah kecapi, dan ada tak keadaan di mana Cik Malina kata okey, rasa kecewa ataupun ada perkara-perkara yang mungkin challenge perasaan Cik Malina untuk berhenti menjadi ahli perniagaan?
Tak ada.
Sentiasa bersemangat.
Saya akan sentiasa bersemangat sebab dari segi kata orang macam ni, sebab saya dari segi akademi, saya cakap terang dari segi akademi saya tak berapa bagus. Dari segi akademi saya tak berapa bagus, tapi disebabkan saya ada pengalaman untuk saya kata orang, saya ada pengalaman untuk berniaga. Jadi dengan berniaga tu saya dapat saya dapat membantu suami, dari segi keuangan. Saya dapat apa yang saya rasa saya nak beli, saya beli. Saya tak mengharapkan duit suami. Macam tu lah. Jadi kalau saya tak berniaga, kalau saya tak terus, kalau ada benda-benda kecil yang rasanya benda tu boleh membuatkan saya down, dia sebenarnya amat rugi buat saya. Sebabnya bagi saya nak down dengan benda-benda kecil, tapi benda tu efek dekat saya, nak buat apa? Betul tak? So lebih baik saya tak payah fikir negatif-negatif, saya teruskan je pergi dekat depan tu. Tapi kalau ada tunggul, ada kayu, saya tak langgar lah. Saya elak.
Ini pasti motivasi diri sendiri, macam mana Cik Malina stay positif dalam keadaan pandemik dan sebagainya. Dan tudung kekabu bukanlah salah satu produk yang Cik Malina jual, tapi interestingly saya lihat that Cik Malina berjaya mengembangkan perniagaan Cik Malina sendiri menggunakan digital platform iaitu Facebook dan juga Instagram. Jadi bagaimana perniagaan Cik Malina ni bermula dalam Facebook dan Instagram? Bagaimana
saya dah jual kekabu ni hampir 5 tahun macam tu, hampir 5 tahun. So dalam tempoh tu sebenarnya saya struggle, saya jual seorang. Sebab saya tak pandai nak ada DS ke, nak ada dropship ke, saya tak pandai. Sebabnya saya saya ambil direct dekat SQ tudung tu. Lepas tu bila saya tengok ada kawan-kawan yang kau buat DS lah, dia kata kau cari DS minta tolong diorang jualkan untuk kau, dia kata gitu. Jadi saya pun cakap okey. Jadi sekarang ni alhamdulillah bawah saya ada dalam 15 orang bawah saya yang jadi dropship, bawah saya ada 15 orang. So alhamdulillah semuanya yang aktif belaka. Macam yang saya cakap tadi lah, saya tak nak mematahkan semangat diorang, saya kena teruskan juga saya menjual tudung bawal kekabu ni. Tapi kat bawal kekabu, dekat bawal kekabu dia bukan tudung saja, dia ada macam-macam dekat bawah kekabu ni. Saya tak ada slide. Saya cuma manual je. Kalau ada slide, saya tak ada slide. Okay, so saya ada di brush ni. Nampak? Nampak tak?
Yes.
Okay, ni brush kat sini. Okay, kita ada brush ring juga. Mana?
Okay. Ring yang untuk tudung.
Yang ring tu kan. Okay. Lepas tu kita ada yang bulat macam ni.
Untuk tudung bawah.
Ini okey. Lepas tu kita ada yang macam ni juga.
Ya.
Okey, dia ada pin macam ni lah, pin di dekat belakang. Okey, lepas tu kita ada spray awning. Kan biasanya kalau bawal kadang-kadang dia lembek. Kan dia lembek. Jadi ini untuk pengeras awning. Yang ni untuk terbalik pula. Ni untuk pengeras awning. Bau dia memang sangat-sangat wangi sebenarnya.
Ada kekabu.
Ni ada kekabu pasal yang ni tudung dia lah. Yang saya pakai ni salah satu tudung kekabu, yang ini tudung kekabu juga. Okey, kita ada bercorak dan kita ada yang kosong. Untuk bawal kekabu.
So banyak sebenarnya produk-produk under kekabu ni yang
betul.
Because all this while saya ingat tudung ni hanyalah tudung semata-mata, and saya pun tak tahu yang actually kekabu ada pelbagai produk yang lain, iaitu brush, tudung ring, dan juga yang penting tu adalah spray untuk kita maintain
spray wajib. Ni yang penting.
Untuk selfie especially.
Tapi tudung kekabu ni kita ada buat first kita ada cotton, first material yang pertama lah kita ada cotton, lepas tu dalam masa terdekat ni HQ tengah on the way nak buat untuk yang tudung sarung. Yang tudung sarung, okey. Ya. Lepas tu lepas pada cotton ni kita ada chiffon.
Alright.
Lepas cotton kita ada chiffon. Last ni ada ni lah yang tudung sarung.
Okey Cik Marina. Masa tak berakhir kita.
Okey.
Terima kasih Cik Marina. Terima kasih kerana bersama saya dan tim hari ini. So we are going to move to the Q&A session. So I would like to welcome all the panelists back to the screen so that we will be able to address a question from the audience. Scrolling the question. Right. First question to Dr. Aida from David. Prof. Aida, is there any plan on exporting your coffee to Asian countries?
Of course, not only to ASEAN, to all over the world. Inshallah, we are looking forward. If there is any business counterparts over there, we always welcome.
I have another two questions which I'm going to combine because this both question is for Aida. First, from Arif, how do you actually juggle yourself between family, life, business, and education career? And second one, what type of coffee bean do you use for your coffee?
Okay, I will answer for the first one. We are using Arabica beans.
Arabica.
But we have a special blending lah. That one is our secret recipe. Okay. In terms of time management, I think you really need to be organized. And then always have your notebook and to list all your works. I think everyone here very good with time management. That is why we can do 2 or 3 works at the same time. Give priority to which one is urgent, to which one is just important and can delay a bit and so on, so that you know which one to do first.
Another last question for Dr. Aida. Does your website run Google Ad or FB Ad? If yes, I wish if you could share which one is more effective.
Okay, we haven't tried Google Ads. We just focus on the FB Ads. So far, it helps us. So you should try. I can't give any view on Google Ads. Maybe other panelists can help to answer that question.
Okay, so the next question that I have here in the chat box is to Miss Liana, Dr. Kayu. So there are 2 questions here. First one, since your product is wood-based and some of the design might made it more fragile to be delivered using our standard delivering method in Malaysia? Could you please share with us if you had encountered any experience of broken products delivered to your customer, and what are the corrective actions that you have taken? And second, how much is your marketing allocation monthly for online advertising?
Okay. I answer question number 1 first. Okay. First stage of doing a product kena kayu blazer ni. First month tu je, yes, I have received a few, not a few, almost 10% broken item complained by a client. But I improved my packaging. First, I improved my packaging. So until now, we have 0.01% broken product that we that we design or come up with build work clock. And the most important thing is you memang kena try and error, because as I told you, I just started doing a woodcraft item, and we are improvise ourselves, even my team. We start with normal packaging, and we receive, okay, we upgrading, we put bubble wrap, we put a shrink film, we put so many things inside to ensure that the box are okay. Yeah, when customer receives the box in good condition, because I cannot control the courier. But right now 0.01% I receive. So rasanya bulan since last 3 months, I think we have one product only. That's why I told you 0.01% broken. So the design itself, sebenarnya to innovate the design, to ensure product tu tak broken sebab kayu kan. The designer itself kena come up, and me myself kita come up with the design yang bila kita courier tu memang supaya tidak rosak barang. Sebab we cannot control courier. Itu je yang saya cakap. Improve our packaging lah. The second question is about allocation. First, bila after I learn a program in scan, I choose a Facebook. So saya start dengan RM10. RM10 saya start first month. RM10 RM10. So after that, saya tengok bila I improve my copywriting, I improve my promotion material. So I start sekarang RM200 sehari. RM200 sehari. So almost 6,000 actually. But after I use the data voyager, previous I introduced by eScan to join a program that we call it Consumer Intelligence Program, that I use a data collection, that I get the consumer data. And yes, I save about 35% daripada promotion spending last 2 months. Daripada 6,000 tu, I dah reduce almost 35%. So I have a target, previously I target tu satu Malaysia promotion, I target all. But after I use the data collection, consumer data, analytic data, so I save 35%. So sekarang lebih kurang dalam 3,500. So my sales up to 6K. 6K a month, sebab saya tak boleh nak expect more because of my product is desire, not a needs. So then yes, tu alhamdulillah. So to make sure kita sustain je lah untuk in time ni kan. Okay. Jawab kan?
Jawab. Okay, next question also for you, Liana. Hi, Dr. Kayu. My question is, how do you conduct training for your employee? I think this also include your reseller.
Okay. Kita orang buat, me and my team, I have a session with my team. DHQ itself, I have a session with my team. Weekly, 2 jam tu saya akan allocate my time untuk train my team. For example, when we move forward to digitalize our product, so we need to use a platform, digital platform, right? We need to have a e-commerce platform. So I need to train my team supaya dia orang tahu, okay, produk, gambar, even gambar pun you kena ambil gambar teknik eye contact ke, teknik kamera terbalik ke. That yes, I do a training for my staff almost every week saya buat. And even reseller itself, kita ada group WhatsApp untuk training daily basis, and we have a training tak boleh buat tiap minggu penuh pasal saya. So we have about dalam 2 kali sebulan lah. 2 kali sebulan, so that they orang aware product, because you need to be a reseller. Of course you need to know the product. Apa the best, apa the best product Dr. Kayu yang kita boleh bagi. The most important thing right now, produk yang kita hasilkan tu dengan jiwa. Itu yang saya pegang. Dengan jiwa.
Okay, next question.
Okay, ada lagi sir?
Ada lagi.
Okay.
So congratulations to Dr. Aida, Miss Liana and Miss Marlina, and thank you for the inspiring sharing session. So my question to Miss Liana, the product that you are selling requires specialized skills. How do you get staff that have these skills? And do the company promote this type of skill to our school-going children?
Okay.
Ada 2 soalan di sini yang dikombinkan, yes.
Skill can be developed. Saya budak sains sukan, saya budak sport science, and saya I'm not that saya bukan belajar untuk buat art, but because of the passion and skill can be developed. Even my designer sekarang, I should tell you the truth, the designer sekarang dia budak 3D design. Dia tak tahu pun nak guna AI, dia tak tahu nak guna Corel, but yes, as an owner itself, macam saya, even me myself, I train myself, I train my staff. So even if I want to hire other people pun, yes, I can train them in-house. So kalau tak semestinya you have a degree in art and design, tak semestinya you have a degree in industry product. Yes, of course itu akan lagi benefit lah. Betul, because you ada that skill, but the skill can be developed. Tak ada masalah. So that's why I always do a section with my staff untuk training.
It's not as simple as they're doing.
Yes, exactly.
Right, thank you. Next question is to Dr. Aida. Hi, Dr. Aida. I would like to ask, with the current situation, what is the best recommendation training should a startup company focus on first involving digital marketing?
Okay, good question. But I think as Dr. Kayu said, Mariana said, we have to master the platform. So just read, learn, and then maybe just go to training center like INSCAN. I think INSCAN is the best place to learn as well. I did join few program as well. So you can just go there for some programs are free. So the government provide free training for us. You can just join sometimes Pharma, Mara, and many other agencies. So just go and learn on TikTok, on FB, IG, and get your stuff to join as well. And I think other than that, everything is actually at your fingertips. You can just browse. Even in TikTok, you can get a lot of quick tips. And of course, all the millennial genes, they are super fast than us, than my generation. I think they are much better. Yeah, I think they're much better than us. Yeah.
Okay, the next question is kepada Cik Marlina. Cik Marlina, ada beritahu tadi bahawa Cik pernah menjadi Mary Kay consultant. So usually Mary Kay ni sangat mahal. So Setiap kali apabila Cik Malina cuba menjual Mary Kay kepada customer, mungkin akan ada rejection yang tidak mahu membeli. Bagaimana Cik Malina menguruskan rejection yang Cik Malina terima daripada pelanggan apabila Cik Malina cuba menjual produk Mary Kay?
Okey, soalan dia macam mana saya terima rejection?
Yes.
Betul? Okey.
Betul.
Okey, sebenarnya macam ni. Saya kena terima rejection sebab kalau tak ada rejection, saya tak pro dalam salah satu produk. Okay. So jadi sekarang bila saya kena terima rejection, saya kena tahu rejection yang macam mana yang customer ajukan pada saya. Maksudnya sama ada dia sebenarnya rejection pada mahal ke, pada dia tak sesuai dengan produk tu ke. Jadi saya kena tahu. Jadi bila saya ambil tahu, bila saya kena ambil tahu dua sesi lah senang cerita. Dua sesi, satu sesi dari segi keuangan, satu sesi dari segi dia boleh pakai ataupun dia tak boleh pakai dekat skin dia. Saya kena ambil tahu dua. Jadi kalau untuk yang pertama tadi segi keuangan, okey, sebab Mary Kay punya produk dia international punya produk. Bila international, jadi dia ada gap. Dia tak semua skin boleh pakai dekat skin kita sebenarnya. Sebabnya dia ada khas untuk kulit kering, dia ada khas dia untuk kulit berminyak, dia khas untuk kulit berminyak. Jadi dari segi keuangan tadi, berbalik pada keuangan tadi, berbalik lah. Okey, berbalik pada keuangan tadi, sebab apa Mary Kay mahal? Sebab you pakai sedikit sahaja. Dalam tempoh satu tiub produk, contoh macam ni, satu tiub ni, you boleh guna dalam tempoh 6 bulan. You hanya bayar sekali sahaja. So, berbaloi ke tak berbaloi? Betul? Jadi, sebab tu, saya suggest pakai produk Mary Kay. Macam sekarang contoh saya pakai foundation pun foundation Mary Kay tau. Saya dah pakai tube tube tu, Mary Kay punya foundation tu, saya rasa dah dekat setahun ke tak habis-habis. Jadinya maksudnya rejection tu biasa. Rejection apa-apa. Saya jual tudung pun ada rejection. Ada yang tak nak pun design tu. So saya ignore je lah. Tapi saya tetap akan sharing juga dekat orang luar apa kelebihan dia, apa kebaikan dia bila kita pakai produk tu.
Malina, kita pun hadiri kelas tertentu untuk menambah baikkan ilmu online dari masa ke semasa. Boleh tak kongsi kelas itu, mungkin ada kelas bantuan yang disediakan oleh kerajaan maupun sendirian, dan adakah Puan Malina, adakah pada Puan Malina online platform ini lebih bagus dan memudahkan cara memulakan bisnes daripada tradisional?
Macam mana soalan ni?
Adakah Puan terus menerus menghadiri kelas tertentu sepanjang memulakan karya ni? Adakah Cik Malina ni terus menerus menghadiri kelas tertentu untuk menambah baikkan ilmu online, dan kelas-kelas yang macam mana yang Puan Malina dah join? Ada tak sesetengah kelas itu disediakan oleh kerajaan ataupun daripada mana Cik Malina dapat kelas-kelas untuk menambah baikkan ilmu berniaga?
Oh, saya banyak kelas saya join sebenarnya. Sangat-sangat banyak. Dari segi sama ada kerajaan, swasta, bayar tak bayar semua saya join. Tapi dekat situ dia banyak pada kawan-kawan yang memberitahu saya lah. Okey, macam dia lebih pada kawan-kawan je yang beritahu. Okey, Lin dekat sana ada kelas lah nak pergi. Okey, saya pergi. Apa tadi kan? Lin dekat sana ada kelas lah. Okey, saya pergi. Apa saja yang boleh saya tambah ilmu, semua saya pergi. Tak kira daripada saya cari sendiri ke ataupun orang beritahu saya ke, kalau benda tu bagi saya bermanfaat, saya pergi. Maksudnya saya tak akan fikir fikir kelas ni okey ke tak? Saya tak nak. Sebab bila kita tak join kelas tu, kita tak tahu apa berlaku dekat situ sebenarnya. Tapi bila kita dah join kelas tu, baru kita tahu, macam ni rupanya kelas ni. Macam tu. Jadi bila kali kedua, you boleh decide sendiri lah sama ada you nak pergi ataupun tak nak pergi. Macam tu.
Ya, ilmu tu luas kan. Kita tak tahu daripada mana kita dapat ilmu yang betul daripada
Betul.
So, I have actually addressed all the questions to all the panel. Oh sorry, maaf. Saya ada soalan terakhir untuk Cik Liana sebenarnya. Sorry. So, soalan yang terakhir. Cik Liana Azim, what is your secret and personality to become a successful entrepreneur, and what technique would you choose with your team, especially in making decisions to settle the problem arise?
Okay, decision making ni big things for me sebenarnya. Because sebelum ni memang saya akan buat keputusan. So kalau apa jadi masalah, tiba jam rosak, broken, tiba-tiba the design customer tak setuju, the designer buat. So dia I'll decide. I decide. So the boss decide lah. But then right now, what I want to develop, saya develop my team untuk to have a skill on decision making. So when something come up, something come out issue. So what I do is I ask them. So what is your suggestion? So I want to train them, because if I'm the one, tiba-tiba saya kata kat dia orang my team, saya kata if I sakit, kalau tak ada orang buat decision, pengsan saya kata. So yes, after a while, developing, it's not easy developing people because everyone have their own attitude, right? So so we need to cope with everyone. Everyone have their own personality. So different person, ada 6 orang tu bawah saya tu, different style of decision making. So and yes, I give them a chance to come up with the cadangan, to come up with the pandangan, so that kita ada decision secara berkumpulan, bukannya the boss decision only. So that's what I train my team right now. Sebab if I don't give that peluang, so I cannot upgrade my team skill untuk buat decision making. That's what I do. And alhamdulillah, I have a good team right now. For example, right now kita ada laser operator. Laser operator kat Malaysia tak ada lagi sebenarnya. Kita kena train betul-betul nak untuk guna mesin laser tu kan. Sebab kita tak ada subjek untuk laser machine je. Kita ada subjek untuk industrial product. Tapi untuk guna laser machine tu, berapa watt, betul ke power dia, speeding dia, so itu tak ada lagi kat Malaysia. So yes, the training tu hanya yang usahawan laser je tahu boleh train untuk laser operator ni. Even designer itself, sebab every design dia different. So the skill tu kita kena improve daily. So of course saya and team decide untuk kita buat as a team. We need to sit down and solve together.
Okay, one last question to you again, Ms. Liana. How do you cope up with challenge during MCO? Definitely, MCO, Dr. Aida affected, Malina affected, everyone is affected. So how do you?
Sangat affected sebenarnya. But as I told previously, saya dah cakap tadi, I change challenge to opportunity. Saya rasa it's a challenge for everyone, bukan saya seorang, sebab dia dah tukar psychosocial psychosocial kita sendiri. Maksudnya dari segi isolated, baru macam sekarang kan, bila kita baru open balik market, barang material naik. So macam mana saya nak tahu? But betul, kalau you cakap about code, you need to be strong. Sebab tu support system is very important. For me, support system, your friends, your family, your friends, itu benda penting yang you kena ada so that you can cope. Sebab kalau you tak ada tu, dia punya sebab tu, dia punya batu tu jatuh saya rasa berat sampai ke bawah saya rasa. Betul Dr. Aida? Yes, you can make need to have a support system right now. Even sekarang pun, dengan material naik, you tak nak naik harga sebab customer tak nak bayar lagi. Tapi supplier, saya cakap terus-terang, supplier, you nak ambil barang, nak sambil bayar, you need to pay cash. Pay cash bukan tak ada consignment. 10,000 lah dia kena bayar. So yes, yang usahawan berada di tengah-tengah ni yang akan struggle sebab customer nak murah, supplier nak naik tinggi. So kita ni sampai sekarang lah, I need to cope dengan bukan during MCO je, sampai sekarang pun kena cope. Okay? To have a support system.
Yes, alhamdulillah. Thank you. It's a beautiful story from each one of you. We had actually learned a lot. Very inspiring. I myself feel amazed to actually listen to each of your story and journeys on how you become a successful entrepreneur in your own way. And yes, the MCO had actually posed challenge to everyone, but each one of you had actually built up yourself, and you are here today to share how you cope and how you survive. Thank you very much. So thank you to each of our panelists. Terima kasih Dr. Aida, terima kasih Liana dan juga Marina. I'm happy and proud to be with you today. On behalf of the team, fakulti dan guide UNITA International University, please accept our apologies untuk apa yang kurang. I feel proud to be with all of you. Terima kasih. InsyaAllah kita jumpa lagi nanti.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
Ladies and gentlemen, our three panelists had just shared their journey to become entrepreneur. Although all our panelists have different story and circumstances, there are one common thread tying them together. The road to business success isn't an easy one, as the Malay saying proverb says, "Pedal the raft to the headstream, then swim to the riverside. Live with pain now, then live with the ease after." Berakit-rakit ke hulu, berenang-renang kemudian, bersakit-sakit dahulu, bersenang-senang kemudian. If we want to arrive at a great destination, we will have to make the journey equally great and possibly epic. It will cost us pain, sweat, and blood, and we will probably lose count on how many times our treacherous mind tells us to quit. Keep moving, and the success will be yours. As we live in a digital era with an abundance of digitalization going on around us, it is high time for an entrepreneur to adapt to digital transformation. Businesses and entrepreneurs need to make use of the innovative digital platform for gaining maximum success, and we hope our forum today had benefit everyone. Before end of our session today, as I mentioned, we're going to have a quiz session. So what we're going to do next is we're going to share the question to all. There are three questions, and we are looking for the fastest and the correct answer. So question number 1. Name of Bungkusit mobile app is? Please type your answer in the chat box. Name of Bungkusit mobile app is? Name of Bungkusit mobile app is? Okay, we have got we have got the winner. Congratulations, Mus Konweja. Please leave your phone number so that our team can be in contact with you. So moving to the next question, question number 2. One of the financing facility provided by PONB is working capital for business startup and expansion. So is it true or false? Yep, we have got the answer. We have got the winner. Congratulations. So moving to the next question. Name one of Una coffee flavors. Name one of Una coffee flavor. This is our last quiz question for today. Yes, we got the winner, Vilasini Palaniandi. Can you please leave your phone number so that our team can contact you for the prize giving later? Alhamdulillah, so we are done with our session on building a future digital entrepreneur. On behalf of the faculty, the team, and UNITA International University, I would like to welcome everyone. It's great to have everyone to be with us today. So, Assalamualaikum. Good day. Signing off, Jasriza Jassim.